morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you a Central League matchup between the Yomiuri Giants and the Hiroshima Carp. This ball game here tonight is a game of importance for both of these clubs. The Giants have a magic number of 8 games. That's a combination of their wins and Hanshin Tiger losses. Will give them the Central League title. Currently, the Carp sit 6.5 games back, and they are being closely trailed by the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars by a half game as they are 7 back. Bay Stars are on the outside looking in on the playoffs. The Carps have been in a bit of a free fall. They have lost 13 games in the month of September, and at once upon a time in late August, they were in first place in the Central League. Now their playoff hopes are hanging by threads as they're not playing good ball with only 13 games to remain in the season. Well, first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the Yomiuri Giants. The visitors, it'll be Yoshihiro Maru leading off in center field. Batting second is number 51 and playing in right field, Shogo Asano. Hitting third is the second baseman, number 2, Naoki Yoshikawa. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Kaz Okamoto. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 24, Takumi Oshiro. Batting sixth at third base, wearing number 6 is Hayato Sakamoto. Hitting seventh tonight in left field is number 39, Coco Montez. Batting eighth at shortstop is number 5, Makoto Katawaki. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 97, Haruto Inoue. And they're going to be facing Daichi Osera, who has a reputation for the Carp as being their tough Friday starter. And that is what you're looking at here in Japan, is a Friday ball game. So he is taking to the hill, very difficult to face. Well, that is going to bring up now the Carp, as the Carp will send to the bats tonight. It'll be Shogo Akiyama. He leads off. He wears number 9 and plays center field. Batting second, the shortstop, number 61, Masaya Yano. Hitting third at third base is number 51, Kaito Kazono. The cleanup spot and at first base is number 31, Shogo Sakakura. Batting fifth in left field is number 7, Shota Dobayashi. Batting in the sixth spot and playing second base is number 33, Ryosuke Kikuchi. Hitting seventh in right field is number 52, Shota Sekene. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 27, Suba Aizawa. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 14, Daichi Osera. And that is your lineup for this one here tonight. Well, we'll be back in about a minute's time as we've got ourselves the starting lineups, and we'll be right back with everything. Our friend God is great in here. He says it is showtime, and we are doing good, and it'll be showtime in just a couple of moments as these two teams are ready to square off. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all your action. Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch is just about to be delivered here, and we will give you all the action here in just a couple moments, as it is a piece of work as we really get a kick out of these first pitch things that they do in Japan, as they do have a batter at the plate and a mascot in behind. Well, that is where we're at. We'll be back in a moment with all the action. Hang tight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher to get us going.
Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Raps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great, great game.
Welcome back to everybody. Robert De Niro Bets in the house here tonight as well. Appreciate you for popping in. Our friend Steve Rademacher and all of the action here tonight. There is still some sunlight in Hiroshima as it is in the southwest, more southwest of the country, as the sun goes down a little bit later there. One thing I find fascinating is with these two clubs, you could really see that the Carp are playing a little bit tight when we've watched them more recently. The Giants are playing fairly loose baseball, and with the Carp losers of 13 games in the month of September, that certainly is not putting them in a very good place or a very good feeling about themselves. So there's going to be some panic here rushing forward toward the finish line. Coming to bat to lead it off will be Yoshihiro Maru, Shogo Asano, and Naoki Yoshikawa. And the first pitch of the ball game is a breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike, and we are underway. Maru hitting .287 on the season, 14 homers and 45 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball taken at the belt for a called strike. The count goes to 0-2. Giants are in their road grays tonight with the black trim. It is the Tokyo running across the front of the jersey. They have been taken over last year by Fanatics, and their merchandise is certainly the merchandise game has been upped for the Giants as that breaking ball misses inside. It's 1-2. At the same point in time, if you are a fan, the prices have also gone up as well. Breaking ball waved at it and missed, and Maru is in the books. He's gone for the first out. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Shogo Asano. Our Filipino friend in the house tonight, he says, let's go Carp and break that losing streak. Well, it's definitely the case here. They've got to get something going, and they've got the right man on the mound to stop it as the hometown favorite, Osera, gets the nod here on the Friday start, as we said at the top of the stream. Brings Shogo Asano to the plate. Asano hitting .246, 3 homers and 15 runs driven in. He bats from the right side as the pitch on the way is a slow breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. The 19-year-old Asano getting a chance to play somewhat regular. We saw him smash a home run against the Swallows in late August. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted up foul down the third baseline, giving chase, and not able to come up with it is the third baseman Kazono. He gave it a chase. Looked like maybe there was a bit of wind that was taking it for a bit of a ride, but he wasn't able to come up with it, as it ended up hitting the netting, and that's just going to be evening the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo Asano. As I said, the 19-year-old rookie, or pretty much still a rookie, he played a little bit last year, but didn't have enough qualifying games to take away the status. Fastball misses outside. Count now goes to 2-1. Giants positional players, they are, when they produce a homegrown, they're usually there for a while if they can continue to hang in there. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Then you think of Hayato Sakamoto and Kaz Okamoto as being a couple of those type of players. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Asano as the right-hander Osera kicks and deals. Fastball at the knees, just misses a little bit low, but I got to tell you, that pitch there looked pretty darn good. It's going to run the count now to 3-2. So if the home team is not going to get those calls, it's going to make it a long night for the Carp. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to short, fielded neatly by Yano. He throws to first, and he gets Asano by a couple of steps. Ground out 6-3 as it goes in the books. That's 2 away. And that'll leave it up to the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. Well, for Yoshikawa, he's hitting .282 on the season, 5 homers and 42 runs driven in. Last night's ball game, he had a double to drive home Maru with the first run of the ball game. Batting from the left side is the second baseman of the Giants. And we've got people on Twitch jumping in as well. Welcome to the stream as the first pitch from Osera is on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Defensively for the Carp tonight, it's Dobayashi in left, the center fielder Akiyama, and in right field it's Sekene. Around the horn from first to third, Sakakura is at first, Kikuchi at second, Yano at short, and the third baseman is Kazono. And that is the battery of Osera and Aizawa, and there is a base hit into right field as Yoshikawa is aboard with a 2-out single, and that is going to bring Kaz Okamoto to the plate. And for Okamoto, he steps to the plate tonight hitting .266. He's got 25 homers. He had one last night. He's driven 75 runs in. He has no stolen bases to his name. As the big fella getting the start again at first base, as the right-hander Osera ready to deal here. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. As we said, Osera getting the nod here tonight. That's a big deal, as he is usually, as we said, a Friday night starter for the Carp. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-2, and a successful one at that. Osera has really enjoyed a nice season, maybe not in the win-loss category. He is 6-5 on the year, but he's got a sparkling ERA of 1.67, partly because the Carp need to score a few runs for him, as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-2 to Okamoto. He has to tiptoe around Okamoto here, as he is definitely a dangerous hitter. Facing the Carp right-hander as Osera ready to deliver again. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into deep left field. This ball is hooking toward the line, but making the catch on the run is Dobayashi, and that is going to retire Okamoto for the third out of the inning, and that'll do it here for the Giants in their half of the first. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the first inning, your score is the Giants 0, and the Carp coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Akiyama, Yano, and Kazono to come to bat here to face the starter Haruto Inoue for the Giants. The starter Inoue, the left-hander on the season, is 7-5. He has worked 91 innings, allowed 78 hits, 32 runs, 30 been earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 82, and he's got himself the ERA of 2.97. The Giants left-hander ready to face the top of the order here for the Carp tonight. It's only a 2-game series here tonight, as after this series, the Giants will make their way to the Koshin Stadium to play the Hanshin Tigers. As there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Shogo Akiyama. So that could be a pivotal series as well, as both of those ball clubs are eyeing each other, as only a couple of games separate them from first and second. As there is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-1 to Akiyama. Already scoring around the NPB, and we'll get you that caught up in just a couple moments as the left-hander Inoue kicks and fires. It is a fastball tap foul over on the first base side. It's 1-2. In the top of the first inning, the Chinichi Dragons have stuck a 4 spot on the board against the Occult Swallows. The Dragons are still batting and still threatening 4-0 for the Dragons early on. At the bottom of the first inning, the Eagles at Escon Field in Hokkaido have a early 1-0 lead over the Fighters. Fastball swung on, tapped softly foul down the third baseline, and it's just going to go foul. And the count is going to remain at 1-2 to Akiyama. All the other scores are scoreless. The one other game that we'll be keeping our eyes on are the Bay Stars and the Tigers in Yokohama. That game that will be very entertaining or very interesting, as we'll be watching that one with delight, so to speak, as the Bay Stars are looking to continue their chase to the Carp, and the Tigers to keep it tight there with the Yomiuri Giants. So here comes the 1-2 pitch now to Akiyama as Inoue delivers. Fastball swung on and line foul down the right field line or left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Our friend Jeremy Orr in the house tonight. We welcome you to the stream as well. Appreciate you for hanging in here with us. It is Carp and Giants, and we'll be back on short turnaround to do these same two teams tomorrow night. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded into the shallow outfield grass by the second baseman Yoshikawa, and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Akiyama. It's a ground out 4-3. Nice play there by the second baseman. So that is going to retire Akiyama, and that's going to bring Masaya Yano to the plate. It was a bit of a chopper. It was a kind of almost an in-between hop there on the second baseman Yoshikawa, who made the play. Made it look easy. So Yano comes to bat. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down. Yano hitting .244, a couple homers and 34 runs batted in. Defensively tonight for the Giants, from left to right field, Montez in left, Maru in center, and Asano is in right. As here comes the 1-0 pitch from Inoue. It is a breaking ball that misses down. Count goes to 2-0. Around the horn from first to third, the captain Okamoto is at first. Yoshikawa at second. The shortstop tonight is Kadawaki. At third base, it is Sakamoto with the battery of Inoue and Oshiro. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Inoue ready to go again. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he delivers a fastball that catches the inside corner at the knees. Oh, Yano didn't like the call. A good pitch there by Inoue, and the count now is 2-2. Can't remember if I've seen Inoue pitch. He really doesn't stand out for me. If I did, it would have been last year. He is really in his third year with the Giants. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called third strike. Oh, Yano was moonwalking out of the batter's box, and he got rung up by the home plate umpire. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. Well, for Kazono, he's hitting .287. He's got a couple homers and 56 runs batted in. In the lineup for the Carp tonight, there's only one player in double-digit home runs. That's the first baseman tonight, Sakakura. As the lefty Inoue delivers a breaking ball, it's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. There are a couple of players that are knocking on the door. Kikuchi has 9, as does Sekene. But not a ton of power in the Carp lineup. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count's even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants left-hander ready to go back to work. He works from a stretch position despite the fact nobody's on, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Five games in the NPB tonight. Marines have the night off, as do the Saitama Cebu Lions. There was a fastball swung on, his chops softly over to first. Okamoto fields it, he flips it to the pitcher covering, and that's going to go in the books as a ground out 3-1. And that'll retire the Carp in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Giants nothing and the Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back and just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back to everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning, and it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat. That means Oshiro, Sakamoto, and Montez to face the right-hander Daichi Osera, who was pretty economical in his first inning of work. As we are ready and set to resume the action. I like these Carp uniforms. These ones here, we talked about this the other night when we did the Carp. The red on red is very, very difficult. As the first pitch, fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Oshiro. But the home white uniforms with the red trim and black, very, very attractive. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Oshiro. Oshiro hitting .259, 3 homers and 26 runs driven in on the season. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. And backing up and making the catch is Akiyama, and that's going to retire Oshiro for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Hayao Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he's hitting .232 on the year, 6 homers and 29 runs driven in. As he strides to the plate, ready to face Osera for the first time this evening. As the right-hander works into the windup, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in and making the grab is the right fielder Sekene, and that's going to retire Sakamoto for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here. That's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Coco Montez. Well, for Montez, he's batting .293 on the campaign, a homer and 14 RBIs. We mentioned that when he came over, he was on fire. But now he has really cooled off a little bit as the breaking ball is taken for a called strike. As his average has dipped below the 300 mark. Not a lot of power shown so far by Montez with only the 1 home run. He had spent time in the Colorado Rockies organization, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Osera gets the sign from his catcher, Aizawa. He rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now runs to 1-2 on Montez. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As mentioned, we'll double back again for these same 2 teams. I might be a little late to the show tomorrow night. We'll have to wait and see. I've got a prior commitment. Fastball swung on and lifted in, foul into the seats on the first base side. 1-2 it remains on Montez. Makoto Katawaki waits his turn on deck. Here comes the 1-2. As the right-hander rocks into the delivery and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it as Akiyama. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as the Giants go quietly here in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it's the Carp nothing and the Giants nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back around for inning number 2 when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Carp. That means Sakakura, Dobayashi, and Kikuchi, as they will come here to bat in inning number 2. Our friend Jeremy asked the question, were you surprised at how the Baystar pitcher performed last night? I assume you're talking about the starter, Anthony Kay. I was actually a little disappointed in his performance. I expected a little bit more from him. He just didn't have the command and control. If I remember off the top of my head, he walked 4 batters and hit 1 in the 4 innings of work, or 5 innings of work that he was out on the mound. So it was a little bit disappointing. I expected a lot more from him. But at the same time, that's kind of what we saw in North America. So even though I was disappointed, it was, I guess, not unexpected. There was the breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Sakakura. Sakakura hitting .277, 11 homers, and 38 runs batted in, as he hits from the left side against the lefty Inoue, who delivers a fastball that just misses outside. The count now runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So to answer that question, I guess that's how I would approach it. I'm just not sure how else that I would look at that for Anthony Kay. There was a fastball swung through and missed. The count is 1-2. Although I have to say, usually when guys get over to the NPB, it's where they refine their skills. They get that opportunity to get the ball every once a week, and they can learn how to pitch. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Sakakura didn't go, and it's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 here to Sakakura, Dobayashi, and Kikuchi to follow here in inning number 2. As the lefty now kicks and he fires, it's a fastball that just misses down. Count now goes to 3-2 on Sakakura. I was thinking of guys who've had bounce backs when they've gone over to Asia to pitch. Bill Gullickson was one of those back in the day. Clyde Wright was another one. They went across and honed their skills a bit, came back to North America. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Sakakura is aboard with a leadoff single here to start the second. That'll bring up the left fielder, Shota Dobayashi. Another one of those players who went over, obviously, was Miles Michaelis, who pitched really well for the St. Louis Cardinals, maybe not necessarily that well this year. But Miles Michaelis is one of those guys who is really, really good, or had some good moments with the Cardinals, I should say. But he spent 3 years with the Yomiuri Giants. Another bounce-back player, of course, he went to the KBO, was Eric Fetty, who is now with the Cardinals as well, as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Sakakura. But every once in a while, you're able to see a guy who goes across, comes back, hones his skill, gets that bounce-back opportunity in Major League Baseball. I don't know what kind of players would get bounce-back opportunities next year. I like the way that Machado pitched for the Buffaloes out of the back end of their pen. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and it counts 0-1 to Dobayashi. So no balls and one strike. And I think if you're going through, you want to be able to look at some of that stuff. I think another pitcher that might deserve a look is Darwinzon Hernandez for the Hawks, although he hasn't pitched as well the last 3-4 outings we've watched. So that breaking ball misses up and away, and the count's 1-0. But when you're left-handed and you can sit on 95 and 96 coming out of the pen with a very low arm slot, you can be tough on left-handed batters. I think that in itself, Hernandez could get himself a look at some point as a bounce back to Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shota Dobayashi. Lefty Inoue again, ready to go back to work. Runner at first. Sakakura establishes his lead. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Dobayashi's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ryosuke Kikuchi. So that is Inoue's second strikeout of the evening. 1 in the books here for the first out of inning number 2. And as we say, Kikuchi comes to bat. Kikuchi hitting .233 on the year, 9 homers and 35 runs batted in. As he gets his opportunity here. One thing I also say about the Carp, too, is that they, as far as their impact of import players offensively, it has been a bit disappointing. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a strike. Count is 0-1. Last year, they had a couple of import players. I think it was Davison was the third baseman. Had some juice power in the stick, but just struck out too much. Kind of got in the doghouse of the manager of the Carp as well. And he was pretty much one and done. I think he may have went over to the KBO. There was a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Kikuchi. Some players you got to get over, and you got to get into a hot start, because the philosophy is you got to be better than what we have. And if you're not, that's a problem. And you think of Franmil Reyes, he was kind of scuffling along a little bit at the early of the year, but boy, did he ever get it going for the Fighters. 25-game hit streak. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 1-2 on Kikuchi. Nice job there by Inoue to change the eye level of the hitter. Now let's see if he comes back down low in the zone. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Kikuchi waits here from the offering from Inoue. And the pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. Shota Sekene waits his turn on deck. As the Carp here are looking to punch some runs across against that high-powered offense of the Giants. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kikuchi waggling the bat, slightly open stance. Fastball misses down. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. More scoring in that game between the Eagles and the Fighters is in the top of the second inning, and the Eagles have a 2-1 lead. Eagles are also fighting for their playoff lives. They are locked up with the Marines in the battle. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is pop foul over on the third base side of home plate. Count remains at 2-2 to Kikuchi. And in all honesty, with the Eagles, it is their destiny. They've got the more games in hand. I think they had 5 games in hand separated them and the Marines. And on top of it, if I remember correctly, they got 4 games left against the Marines between now and the end of the season. So they're going to get an opportunity to play them frequently. As Inoue throws over to first, and it looks like they've got the runner picked off. Oh, where were you going, Shogo Sakakura? He's been picked off of first. He makes his way back to the dugout. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Sakakura with only 2 stolen bases on the year. Normally a catcher. He's going the wrong way, and Inoue gets him by a good foot. Unbelievable. And 2-2 it remains here to Kikuchi. As the lefty Inoue kicks and delivers, there's a slow breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-2. I guess that just sort of sums up the play of the Carp in the month of September. And I said that at the top of the stream. They've lost 13 games this month already. It has been a month of gloom for Hiroshima. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to third. Fielded by Sakamoto. He throws to first, and Kikuchi's in the books on a ground out, 5-3 to end the inning. Well, they had no runs in the inning. They did get a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. Your score is the Giants nothing and the Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the third inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Nothing is the scoreline. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Daichi Osara has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. It's the 8, 9, and 1 batters to come to bat. That means Katawaki, Inoue, and Maru to face the Carp right-hander here in inning number 3. Katawaki batting .238 on the year, no homers and 17 runs batted in. Takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-hander against the left-hander. Osara working quickly, kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving back and then backpedaling to make the catch is Sekene. That is going to retire Katawaki for the first out of the inning. 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the pitcher Haruto Inoue. Well, for Inoue, he's batting 120 on the year. He's 3 for 25 is the pitcher. As he strides in here, ready to face his opposite number. As the pitch from Osara is a fastball that misses upstairs, the count is 1-0. One would think that walking your opposite number would be upsetting. There's ball 2 upstairs. Make the pitcher hit their way on. I think it was last night Anthony Kay walked Shoshi Togo on 4 pitches. I have to go back and take a look. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Osara tonight has been very economical in his work. He's only at 29 pitches right now. As the pitch on the way is swung on, it is lifted into straightaway center field. Camping out underneath it is Akiyama, and he's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Inoue for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the center fielder Yoshihiro Maru. Well, for Maru, he's 0 for 1. He has struck out his only time to the plate. As he comes to bat here to face the right-hander Osara. Right-hander ready to go, and as Maru sets himself in, he's got that pink trim on the elbow guard and his batting gloves as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So the ball's a 1 strike to Maru. Sarah rocking into the windup and delivering. There's a breaking ball, even slower, that he swings at and misses. The count now goes to 0-2. Sarah has been crafty here tonight. He's been keeping the Giants hitters off balance. Here comes the offering to the left-handed hitting Morrow. It's a fastball that misses outside. Count now goes to 1-2. Serra rocking into the windup. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped off the glove of the pitcher, fielded by the third baseman, and it's not going to be able to be held onto by Kazono, and he's not going to be able to throw the runner out. It's going to go down as an infield single for Maru. Serra had leapt up into the air to try to get it as it was chopped into the ground. He ticked it off of his glove, and it went over toward the third baseman. There they had picked it up and couldn't make the play. So an infield single for Maru, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Shogo Asano. Our Filipino friend says the Eagles are on the lead so far against Otani's former team, the Fighters. That would be correct. It was 2-1 last time we peeked in. So Maru gets his lead over there at first base. He can run a bit. He's got 7 stolen bases. First pitch fastball taken at Denise for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Maru, once upon a time, was a Hiroshima Carp. He has been with the Giants for the last few years. But that is where he began his career, Maru, back in 2010. There is a fastball swung on and missed by Asano, and the count now goes to 0-2. He played with the Carp up until the 2018 season, and then he joined the Giants in 2019, and he's been there now for a total. This is his 6th year. He's never played less than 118 games in a Giant uniform. He's generally been durable as Maru. As here comes the pitch to Asano, and it's a fastball that misses down. Count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talking a little bit about Yoshihiro Maru, he had some big years with the Carp as well. He had 39 homers in his final season in 2018 with the Carp before making his way over to the Giants. Here comes the pitch from the righty. It's a breaking ball down. Good stop there by Aizawa. Count goes to 2-2. And with that ball in the dirt, Maru has taken second base. So we're going to assume it's a stolen base. I don't think it was because the ball was down. He got off to the races there. A good pitch to run on the breaking ball. So Maru is going to pick up his 8th stolen base of the year. He moves into scoring position. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away here. Santa waggling the bat. Got an opportunity to punch a run across here for the Giants. Does the rookie right fielder. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. I really like this ballpark in Hiroshima. I got a chance to go there last year. Could have sat pretty much wherever I wanted in some respects. And I sat on the upper deck in the right field line. Great view of the mountains, the Shinkansen. Fastball swung on, it's popped up. It's going to reach the seats foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 3-2. You get that kind of a view. It was pretty interesting to be a part of, to see that. And not just the view of Hiroshima, and also to the walk to the stadium. Not all that far from the train station when you come in. Got a chance to look around after the game, went to the A-Bomb Dome, and got a chance to walk around a little bit. Breaking ball misses way upstairs. That's going to be ball 4, and Asano's going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. So all this starting with 2 outs here for Osera, as he had retired the first 2 batters he faced. A single by Maru and a walk to Asano has given the Giants some life here in their half of the 3rd inning. Yoshikawa tonight is 1 for 1. He had a single in his only trip up, but he was stranded at first to end the 1st inning. 29-year-old digs himself in, ready for the first offering from the right-hander Osera. Osera holds at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Giants threatening here in their half now as they do have the runner in scoring position. As we keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard, the Bay Stars are up to an early 2-0 lead against the Tigers. That game is of importance for the Carp here. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into left field. This ball could be trouble. Diving is Dobiashi. He can't get there. It's down and it's up against the wall. That's going to get runs in. And as he fires it back in, the ball is coming into the infield, and 2 runs have crossed the plate as Asano scores all the way from first. Maru with the first run, Asano with the second on a double here by Yoshikawa. And the Giants have taken an early 2-0 lead in Hiroshima. And that's exactly what the Carp didn't want right there. Everything started to happen with 2 out. And then realistically on that play, the good piece of hitting by Yoshikawa going the other way. It was a liner that was sinking away from Dobiashi, the left fielder. Made a great effort to try to stop it, but he couldn't come up with it. Ball goes all the way to the wall, and as soon as that happened, you knew that Asano was going to come around from first with his wheels. So that puts a runner at second with 2 gone, and it's going to bring Kaz Okamoto to the plate. And for Okamoto, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his only time up. And they do have the open base at first base. I talked about this last night where with the likes of Okamoto, do you pitch to him in this situation? Do you just nibble away and then take your chances with the 5-hole hitter? Well, let's see what Daichi Osera has up his sleeve. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, giving chase and sliding, but he's not going to be able to come up with it as the right fielder Sekene. Good effort, but he ran out of real estate there, and that is going to be strike 1 to Okamoto. So no balls and 1 strike. There is some wind blowing in from center field. It's more blowing from right to left. It's not straight in, and it's not really like a Chiba wind where the flags would be up straight. Just a little bit of wind taking it in that direction. So that might help knock balls down going to right field. Here comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Okamoto waiting for the offering here from the righty Osera. Carp down 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. And if you're a Carp fan, well, I feel for you because it's just the opportunities that they've had and not being able to put the teams away when they've had them, squandering chances, especially here in the sprint to the finish last month of the year. If you're not playing good ball in September, things can go sideways in a hurry. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. Okamoto gets a lot of it. Does he get all of it? Moving back onto the warning track, looking up, and it's gone. A home run. A 2-run shot by Okamoto. And so that's exactly what I talked about. That was a 1-2 pitch from Osera. Too good of a pitch at 1-2. You got the big fella at the plate. You got an open base. You choose to pitch to him. And he makes no doubt about it as he drives one over the center field fence for the 3rd and 4th runs of the ball game. And the Giants have now got themselves a 4-0 lead over the Carp here in the top of the 3rd inning. And if you listen carefully, you hear a lot of cheers coming from Yokohama as Bay Star fans have pumped the fist. And not only was it a fastball, but that was letter high. And boy, did he make no mistake. Okamoto turned that around for home run number 26 of the year. First pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Oshiro. That's where you got to pull the advanced scouts in and talk about your plan. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. How are you going to pitch to that hitter? Here's the other pitch. It's a fastball swung on and is belted foul down the right field line. Count goes to 1-2. Well, Komodo is dangerous. They had talked about a couple of weeks ago that they didn't think that somebody would get to 90 RBIs in the Central League. Well, he's at 77 now. He has to get a good push here over the last 9 games or so as that fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. And more importantly, it'll be interesting to see how the Carp respond as they find themselves in this deficit. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit through the 4-hole into right field, and the hit parade with 2 outs continue as Oshiro's got himself a single, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hayato Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field. As he comes to bat here with the runner at first and 2 gone, Giants have plated 4 straight. They've had 4 hits here in the inning. As the first pitch on the way here to Sakamoto. Sarah delivers fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Radio Sarah delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field, but not deep enough as Akiyama is going to make the catch, and he flips it into the stands. I don't know if that was more of a souvenir or more in disgust, as that is going to do it here as Sakamoto is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, but lots of damage done here by the Giants. 4 runs in the inning. There were 4 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Carp nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Last Wraps Baseball, where we're going to open some dancing heroine cards during this intermission. Japanese baseball has cheerleaders for their sport. So let's see what we get from the Japanese baseball cheerleaders. Got swallows, and I bet she does. We have the Lions. It's one of my favorite teams. Oh, wow. Now that's all sorts of nice. Ramu. Very cool. We have Neon. And we have Angels of Hiroka, and the one Japanese card no one can read we got from the Giants. So everybody, enjoy the game. Back to you, Freddie, and peace out.
Thanks, Steve. We'll be back in 30 with the call of the bottom half of inning number 3 after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters come to bat here for the Carp. It'll be Sakane, Aizawa, and Osera. And the first pitch coming from Inoue is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 33 pitches through the first 2 innings for Inoue as he fires a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Sakane hitting .247 on the year, 9 homers and 35 runs driven in. As the lefty ready to go back to work, and he kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 3-0. So if you're the Giants, after putting up a 4 spot, you certainly want to come back and put a 0 up in your next inning of work. As that is what the objective would be here for Inoue. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander as Inoue ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. The count now is count runs full at 3-2. I have to say, when I look at the manager of the Carp and I look at their bench, it reminded me a lot of the Golden Eagles last year before their manager got gassed. They had made the run late in the year, and you just see it was like they're just trying to hang on. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field for a base hit. So Sekine is aboard with a leadoff single, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tsubasa Aizawa. And you can just see where there's just kind of, I want to say tension, but unease, but almost disgust in some ways as they're watching this. And there's not a darn thing you can do at this time of the year other than try to let them play it out. So Aizawa comes to bat with the runner at first. He's batting 196 on the year, no homers and 13 RBIs. He gets the start behind the plate tonight as they had put Sakakura over to first. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So 0-1 here to Aizawa. Lefty gets his sign from his catcher Oshiro, and he's ready to deliver. There's a breaking ball waved at, missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. I have to say, Aizawa looks almost overmatched here against the lefty Inoue. As again, we're ready to go back to work. Inoue holds to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Aizawa didn't like it. But boy, that was like a surgeon. He was just using the knife and cutting inside out. And he gets him on the inside fastball under the hands. Nice pitch there by the lefty of the Giants. That's going to retire Aizawa for out number 1. That's going to bring Daichi Osera to the plate. And for Osera, he is batting .052 on the year. He is 2 for 38. I was sort of reminiscing a little bit. Osera in his career has 1 home run. He's already squaring to bunt here. Pitch comes. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. It was opening day in 2020 that he and Yuki Nishi of the Hanshin Tigers had homered on opening day. I think they said it was the first time, was it in history, that the 2 starting pitchers had homered? And they had accounted for all the runs. Here's a breaking ball that is bunted, and Inoue fields it. He throws to second. They come back to first, and they're going to get themselves a double play. Oh, my goodness. Osera bunts into a double play. That's going to go as a 1-6-3. It retires Sekine at second. Nice play there by Inoue to field his position. And that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now a third of the way through this ball game. It is the Giants 4 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 4th inning, and it is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters scheduled to come to bat for the Giants. That means it's going to be Montez, Katawaki, and Inoue. The grounds crew is out, and they're giving a little dusting of the field right now. as that is what they're doing as the right-hander Osera is doing his warm-up tosses. And we will be back to the live action here in just a couple moments. I was looking through some of the information, just some of the stuff that went on around the NPB. Kona Takahashi, the pitcher for the Alliance, it's been announced he's not going to make any more starts this year. He hurt his side in his last appearance. The club doesn't want to put any extra undue stress on him. He's going to finish the season winless at 0-11. If you remember in the offseason last year, he wanted to be posted to Major League Baseball. And the ball club said, no, we're not going to do it, which was fine. But I think he started the season pouting a bit, and then everything went sideways, and he did not have himself a very good year. So he's going to need to find a way to bounce back, as he should be an integral part of that Lions pitching staff. Other things is Soshi Togo now has 3 consecutive wins, years of 12 wins in a row. That was his win last night. The last Giants pitcher to do that was Tetsuya Utsumi. That was from 2011 to 13. As the first pitch delivered to Montez is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And so far, Shoshi Togo of the Giants has 3 starts this month, 21 innings pitched, and hasn't allowed a run. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined to the left field. It's down for a base hit. And Montez is aboard with a leadoff single, so the hit parade here for the Giants continues. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Makoto Katawaki. So for Katawaki, he strides to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his only time up. As we were talking about news and notes from around the league, the Carp have lost 8 consecutive games when they've been on the road. That is something they haven't done in 17 years, but they have done it now. Fastball swung on and fouled right back off the face mask of the catcher Aizawa, and the count is quickly 0-1. It's going to stand him up a little bit as the plate umpire comes out to dust off the plate. And we were saying about the Carp losing 13 games in September. That is the most in any month that the manager, Takahiro Arai, has lost in any time. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-2. And we still have, if including today, we got 12 days left of the month, 11 days left of the month. So lots of time left in the month of September. And including tonight, there's 13 games left on the Carp schedule as the 0-2 pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count goes to 1-2. Carp have played 130 games. Bay Stars have played 129, so they have a game in hand. And then the Tigers have played the most of all the relevant teams in the Central League. They've got only 9 games left of the season. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted behind home plate, but it's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. The count is going to remain at 1-2. Our Filipino friend says the Giants are really fighting hard to keep their number 1 spot, as we said. Yeah, and you know what? That would just give them so much more advantage. You can set up your pitching. You get the number 1 seed, and you don't have to play those other 2 games, which could be a downfall because you want to see live pitching and you want to see regular pitching all the time. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains 1-2 to Katawaki. On the flip side of the coin, you can line up your pitching accordingly so that when the opposition's comes to play you, you've got it already figured out. And that in itself is very interesting. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as it's on its way. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 to Katawaki here. Our friend Jeremy says that the Carp are snake bit. Well, maybe the Carp have been caught in by a net of some variety, a fishing net of sorts, because they are definitely struggling right now. And our friend, of course, our friend God is great in here, pumping are the tires for us, and using his pom-poms for looking for support, as we appreciate that as always. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Katawaki. More importantly, we really enjoy the people that come in here to listen to the call of our games that are interested in Japanese baseball. That is number one, first and foremost. Whether you listen to the games because you like baseball or whether you like to gamble, either way, we enjoy the mix of people that we get, the crowd that we get here. Fastball swung on, chopped softly over towards second, fielded by the second baseman, Kikuchi. He throws to first. Katawaki's going to be retired on ground out 4-3. Advancing to second will be Montez. That is going to leave it up to the pitcher, Haruto Onue, to come to bat with one gone. And with my other time being a little bit tied up right now, I haven't really been able to add some more research into the other stuff. I do like looking at certain things, and some of it is obviously the pitch mix of some of the pitchers, what they throw, what they don't throw. As the right-hander delivers, fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Inoue, his last time up, flew to center field, as he was the second out of the third inning. That was where things got crazy in the third, as the Giants had put up the 4 spot, all with 2 out. And here comes the offering from Osera as he delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. Yoshihiro Maru waiting his turn on deck. As Inoue here is battling it out against Osera. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Osera again checks the sign as he works himself set, delivers. Fastball down, the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we say, we'll keep you updated throughout the night on the other scores from around the NPB. Bay Stars have extended their lead over the Tigers. It's now 5-0 in the bottom of the third inning. So that's not a good sign for the Carp. If the scores hold tonight, they will flip-flop in the standings. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And count goes to 1-2 on Inoue. Dragons still holding on to the lead, 4-1 now, the bottom of the fourth against the Swallows. Over in the Pacific League, the Fighters have taken the lead on the Eagles. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the third. Loss today by the Eagles would lose ground to the Marines. The Marines wouldn't even have had to play tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, chop foul behind home plate. Count remains at 1-2, and this battle with Inoue continues. The other game, the Hawks are beating the Buffaloes 2-0 at the PayPay Dome. That's in the top of the fourth inning. That is where that game stands right now. So here we go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Inoue. And it's on its way. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Have to say, I haven't seen Inoue bat up until tonight. This is the first time I've seen him bat. He really crowds the plate. He's got both feet up on the chalk, and he actually looks good at the plate, despite his not very good batting average this year of being 3 for 25. He looks like he could be a hitter. He's got everything in place. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is chopped over to second. Kikuchi fields it. He throws to first, and Inoue is in the books on a ground out 4-3. He's out for out number 2, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Yoshihiro Maru. Well, for Maru, he got it started in the last half inning, or the last inning for the Giants, as he had singled, stole second, and came around to score on the 2-run double by Yoshikawa. He got the scoring going for the Giants, and that all started with the 2 out. So the former Carp player strides in, gets himself dug in, ready to face the first offering from Osera. And I'm sure they would have, at one point in time, they would have known each other. They would have been teammates. So they would have seen each other at some point in exhibition or simulated games, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1. That's the thing. When you're a hitter, you get to start to learn what the other pitchers do. Does the ball cut? Does it run? Does it have depth? What does it do? As the pitch is on its way, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to Maru. So 1 strike. As we said, we'll do the quick turnaround in the same two teams again tomorrow night. It'll be a 10 o'clock Pacific start, 1 a.m. Eastern. The right-hander Osera is going to cycle through the signs again with his catcher Aizawa. Giants fans have traveled well for this one. As Osera holds set, here comes the pitch. That is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving toward the line is Dobayashi. He's underneath it, and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it as the Giants are going to be gone here in inning number 4. Well, there was no runs in the inning. They strand the leadoff hit by Montez. 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Carp nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Carp coming to bat when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Carp. It'll be the top of the order, Akiyama, Yano, and Kazono. The 1, 2, 3 hitters here. And they continue to spam us on Twitch these days. As the first breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Akiyama. We stream on both YouTube and on Twitch, but we definitely get a lot of spammers coming into the Twitch place. We don't get a lot of people that watch us on Twitch. There's a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away as well. And the count's 0-2. I heard people saying that platform may seem to be dying a little bit. It was pretty much a gaming platform. They never were able to keep up with it, but it is what it is. So no balls and 2 strikes to Akiyama. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to second his first time up. As the lefty Inui kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, another one fouled off into the catcher Oshiro, and the count remains at 0-2. 44 pitches through the first 3 innings for Inui. He's been fairly economical in his work tonight against the Carp. No balls and 2 strikes to Akiyama. As the lefty kicks and he delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle, and it's going to get off the glove of the shortstop Kadawaki and into center field. And Shogo Akiyama's got himself a leadoff single here for the Carp. That is going to bring up the shortstop Masaya Yano. It's one of the things I was thinking about with the Carp here is they have really played station to station baseball. It is singles, even singles when balls are hit, being able to go first to third when we've watched them has been a bit of a struggle. I think if I'm the Carp, I think I want to upgrade a couple of pieces of my offense. They lost Ryoma Nishikawa, who left as a free agent signing to go with the Buffaloes. So that was a big loss in left field. You think about it, a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, they lost Seiya Suzuki to the Chicago Cubs. There's a fastball swung on. This is grounded into left field. So back-to-back singles here by Akiyama and Yano have something brewing here for the Carp in the bottom of the fourth. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. And then the other thing is, too, is once the Carp start putting runners aboard, where are the guys to be able to drive them home? Where are the guys who are going to hit the gap shot doubles? Oh, I don't care about the home runs yet. I'm talking about guys who can get up to the plate and pound one into the gap or put one into the corner, whatever that might be. Do they have anybody that can do that consistently? And when I look at Kazono and Sakakura and Dobayashi, my answer to that is kind of not really. Well, Sakakura can, but not as consistent as some of the others. And who are the guys that can produce the steaks? Where are the ribeyes? As the left-hander Inoue delivers a first pitch fastball at the knees, and the count is 0-1 to Kazono. Our Filipino friend says the Carp are really on the losing streak. Yeah, and everything about it, like you just look at the whole aura around the team. You know, we're thinking about Major League Baseball right now, and they're down to their last week and a half of the season. And you think of a team like the Detroit Tigers, young team, winning a whole pile of games, playing really loose and easy. Milwaukee Brewers are another team that's kind of fun to watch. There's a ball that's chopped deep into the hole at short. It gets past Katawaki, rounding third and heading home. And scoring the first run of the game for the Carp will be Akiyama as that ball was cut off. Yano's going to stop at second. Kazono with an RBI single. And as we say, the station-to-station baseball sort of continues, but Akiyama comes in with the first run as he scores from second. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Shogo Sakakura. And that becomes a bit of an issue here. So our friend Jeremy Orr asked the question, who could they go and get? Well, a couple of things. Item number one is when some of the Japanese players return to the NPB, I'd keep your eye on Masataka Yoshida and where he ends up. Will the Carp make a run at him once his contract is up? Of course, I think he signed a 5-year deal and he's in the midst of year number 2. So if he stays another 3 more years in Major League Baseball, would he be a guy, a left-handed stick to bounce back to come to the Carp rather than to go back to the Pacific League? As the left-hander works himself to the set position, checks the runner, now delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 0-1 on Sakakura. But when you look at certain players, who could the Carp go? Well, obviously you've got domestic players you got to keep a lookout for. And you start looking at their lineup. Do they need a center fielder? No, they got Akiyama. Do they need a third baseman? You could argue and say no, they've got Kazono. If they're sold at Kazono being the everyday third baseman. They weren't last year because they went out and got the American Davison. I happened to see Davison play some of his best ball when we were over there. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. I think Davison went to 5 games last year that the Carp played, and I think he hit 3 bombs. Should maybe put a call into Davison and let him know that I'm his personal good luck charm, and he should keep me around for the rest of the year. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sakakura as the lefty Inoue ready to go again. As he checks the runner at second, here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-2. Shota Dobayashi waits his turn on deck. So then you start looking at, first of all, you maybe look at positions and who you bring in and where they would play. But I found it interesting the other day when the Toronto Blue Jays, they have a show or there's a podcast that's on Blair and Barker. Kevin Barker, the former big leaguer. And he basically said, go get the bat and then figure out what position you're going to put him into, because you want to plug holes. There's a breaking ball down, rather than just plugging the bat into the position. Unless you're looking for a position such as a catcher or maybe a shortstop if you're looking for defense first. So when you think about the Carp, like I look at it and I say, well, if you're sold on Akiyama still patrolling center field, and if you think that Kazono is your third baseman, I mean, I think every other position in Hiroshima is up for grabs because they do have some roster flexibility. Dobayashi plays first. He plays the outfield. Obviously, Sakakura catches and plays first. There's a fastball that misses down. 3-2 now to Sakakura. So that would probably be how they're looking to evaluate. But if you do bring somebody in, then maybe it shuts down some of that roster flexibility that you have. Bring in a big bat first baseman. I think of a big bat, like a guy like a Tyler Austin, who, where there was a lot of things expected of him, and maybe they could bring him in. Maybe a scratch and claw, and you bring over a Daniel Vogelbach. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and Sakakura is down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Shota Dobayashi. And our Filipino friend wants to know if the Blue Jays are trading or letting go of Bo Bichette. Well, that's the million-dollar question. It just doesn't seem like this management is going to extend or re-sign Bichette or Guerrero long-term. And I think if there is a trade of Bichette, it could come in two places. One at the winter meetings this year, which I do believe is the best bet, I think, where they could maybe capitalize with some value for him. And the other could be at the trade deadline, because if they don't trade him by the deadline and you don't have him locked up, there's no guarantee he's going to re-sign with Toronto. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. The count is 0-1. And so those are the multi-million-dollar questions. And then, of course, you got Vladimir Guerrero, who they're on the hook for another season after this year. And, by all accounts, it doesn't look like they're interested in hanging on to him. And Toronto has had that history where they don't keep their stars. It's basketball. It has shown up in baseball. Breaking ball misses outside. The count is 1-1. It historically has been that way in hockey from at least the late 60s into the early 2000s, although I will say that has changed a little bit in terms of their management style. They have brought guys in on big contracts. They've locked guys up a little bit longer who are homegrown. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Dobayashi, but there is a theme there with the Blue Jays of not locking up their star players. Here comes the 1-1. Inoue delivers. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike. Oh, that was vicious. That last pitch, that had a lot of depth to it. It was more of a slider-ish pitch from the lefty. I don't know if I like the way that Oshiro received it. Jeremy Orr says, why won't they pay the best players? Well, they do have a big payroll as a collective team. And that is a million-dollar question. The Rogers family that owns the team is a big television network up in Canada. They've got money. Fastball misses down and the count goes to 2-2. And it's, in some ways kind of like how the hockey team was operated, where we want you to be good. We want you to keep the fans' interest. We get a good crowd, but is it really important that we pay that extra money to get us over the top to win? And, you can look at it, and the Blue Jays have got a couple of problems. They don't have a big depth in their farm system. That's for one. And then the second part is that some of their stars are potentially on the way out. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and Dobayashi's in the books. So back-to-back strikeouts after 3 consecutive singles, and it's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Ryosuke Kikuchi. And when you think of the Blue Jays, you think of also where I think of the Saitama Cebu Lions in the Pacific League, unable to hold on to their stars. over the last number of years, there's been a pile of guys who've left. Akiyama is one. Ryosuke Kikuchi is one. They went to Major League Baseball. Hideo Asamura left to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. They traded Tomoya Mori. They traded Hotake Yamakawa. Basically, they are a shell of their former selves. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kikuchi. And that's the question. Can you rebuild if you lose your star players? That becomes the next question. Who are you building around? George Springer has really lost more than a step. He's lost a few steps. He's still under contract, but I don't know if he can still play in the leadoff spot. I don't know if he's going to give you 120 games next year. That's the lefty delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Dalton Varsho, they announced yesterday, who is out for the rest of the year, had some sort of shoulder surgery. I don't know if it was labrum, but they said he may not be ready for the start of spring training. So now you're taking an everyday bat out of your lineup in Dalton Varsho, as well as a pretty good defender. So you're going to miss the first part of the season with that as well. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball, waved that and missed. And the count now goes to 1-2 on Kikuchi. I have to say, if Inoue is able to wiggle out of this, he's really done himself a heck of a job here. So the runner at second, Yano. Runner at first is Kazono. 2 gone here in the fourth. 1 run on the board for the Carp. As Kikuchi waits here on the offering from Inoue. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is chopped over to the left side of the infield, and it's booted by the third baseman, Sakamoto. He was ranging to his left. The shortstop, Kadawaki, coming to his right, and he ends up whiffing on that one. That's going to be an error charged to the third baseman. Advancing to third is Yano. Advancing to second, Kazono, and it's going to bring up Shota Sekene to the plate. I'm pretty sure they're going to rule that as an error. We're going to have to take a look at that. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe that's a bit harsh. That ball may have had eyes, got through the players in the middle infield there, or the left side of the infield, I should say there. And they are going to rule it a hit. They're not going to give it the error to Sakamoto. So that's going to load the bases. And Sekene comes to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He has singled his only trip to the plate as he bats here with 2 gone. And the first pitch coming to the big fella as the lefty Inoue works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on him as the count is 0-1. So just as there's been scoring here, as we've been keeping an eye on that game between the Bay Stars and the Tigers, it is now 5-3 Bay Stars. Tigers have scored 3 runs. And here comes the offering from the lefty Inoue. As the 0-1 on the way, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and now the count goes to 0-2. So this here is a big at-bat here for the Carp. Sekene could get a base hit here. They may be able to score a pair. Our Filipino friend says the last time you remember the Lions were a well-oiled machine was back in 2018, and that would probably be fair. At that point in time, it has been a slow leak in Torkazawa, as the Saitama Cebu Lions are a shell of their former selves. And here comes the 0-2. It is a breaking ball swung on and golf foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sekene. Bases full of Carp. Runner at third is Yano. Runner at second, Kazono. Runner at first, Kikuchi. No balls and 2 strikes to the right, or the right-handed hitting right fielder of the Carp. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back, and the count remains at 0-2. Giants jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the third inning, and backed by a 2-run homer by Kaz Okamoto. And the Carp have finally responded with one of their own here, and they're looking for more. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Sekene. Lefty holds set. Kicks and fires. Fastball that's in the left-handed batter's box, taken for a ball, and the count's 1-2. The pitch just wasn't outside. It was way outside. Sekene was having nothing of it. So 1-2 strikes. It is to the right fielder of the Carp. 71 pitches now here for the left-hander. He's had to really work hard in this half inning. He's thrown 27 pitches. So Yomiuri has had to ratchet it up. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball's hammered foul into the seats down the right field line. Boy, oh boy, if he could have straightened that one out, that could have been trouble. Got good wood on it, but just a little bit late. So 1-2 it remains. Again, Sekene digs himself in. The crowd is waiting in anticipation here. Bases full, 2 gone. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And Yomiuri delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Oshiro picks it up. He steps on the plate for the final out of the inning. And that will do it, as that is going to retire Yano at the plate for the 3rd out. Well, there was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. The Carp were only able to come up with that 1 run, no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Giants 4, the Carp 1. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 5th is just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Sauce-Up has joined us on Twitch. We appreciate you for popping in here tonight. We're talking a little bit of stuff with regards to the Blue Jays and Major League Baseball, and of course, what maybe the Carp might need moving forward, or the type of player they might want. They need a bat. They need a bat in the lineup. I don't know if a guy like Daniel Vogelbach, who is out of a job in Major League Baseball, would be a good fit in the Japanese league. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike by Shogo Asano. Asano had showed bunt on that, pulled back, but took the breaking ball for the strike. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He has walked and scored a run. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into deep left field, but just not deep enough. Dobayashi retreats and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Asano for the 1st out of the inning. So 1 gone. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. And for Yoshikawa, he is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and he's got a couple of runs driven in. He's also scored a run. So he has been a big part of this here. Our friend Sauce-Up, who's on Twitch, says, I want the Tigers to sign Roki Sasaki, Alec Bregman, and Pete Alonso. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yoshikawa. Well, I'm going to say this, that I don't think any of those guys are going to make it to the Tiger wish list. Well, they might be to the wish list, but they won't be to the signing. So there's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. And I think that's mainly because Chris Ilitch has shown a propensity to be very cheap. I bet you he'll pump a fist. If this Tiger team makes the playoffs and does any type of run, he's going to point to the Kansas City Royal type payroll. There's a ball that is taken on the line by the third baseman. Oh, what a play that was by the third baseman, Kazono. That ball was hammered, and he had backhanded it. It looked like it was going to go down the line into the corner. Yoshikawa hit the ball on the screws. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the first baseman, Kaz Okamoto. And the first pitch on the way to Okamoto is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in is Akiyama, but he's going to let it drop in front of him, and that's going to hold the big fella to a single. So a 2-out single here by Okamoto, and it'll bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. Well, Oshiro is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips as he comes to bat here to face the right-hander Osera. And we're talking a little bit about some of the stuff. I was talking a little bit about the players here as who they could probably look for, the Carp, what type of players could possibly fit in. As there's a fastball that misses outside. I think they need more than somebody because they don't have a DH in the Central League. So a guy like Vogelbach would probably be better suited to sign with a team in the Pacific League. Again, assuming Vogelbach would be a fit. Fastball taken on the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Also think a little bit about how Franmil Reyes has really fit in. The Franimal has been absolutely outstanding in Hokkaido this year. 25-game hit streak at one point. Absolutely outstanding. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Oshiro as the right-hander Osera delivers. Breaking ball swung on, popped up. Racing back and watching it drift into the seats is the catcher Aizawa, and it's going to run the count to 1-2. But I'll have to give some thought to that, Jeremy, as far as who's out of contract in Major League Baseball. What are the type of players that, probably wouldn't get anything maybe guaranteed, but maybe could go across? Thinking of like in recent years when Adam Jones signed a 2-year deal. Freddie Galvis signed a couple-year deal with the Hawks, and boy, was he a bust. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left field. Retreating at the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Dobayashi, and that is going to do it as Oshiro has gone for the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Carp 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this. Thanks for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Slated to come to bat is the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. That would be Aizawa, Osera, and Akiyama. And I have a feeling that we may have seen the end of Osera tonight, but we're not sure yet. We'll see if he grabs a bat and comes to bat. First pitch fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is quickly 0-1. Will the Carp go to the bullpen for the rest of the ball game? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but we'll get an idea here in the next batter or so if Osera is coming to bat. And I don't think he is, as they have moved a pinch hitter to the on-deck circle. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. It looks like it is Soichi Fudamata who has moved into the on-deck circle, so we'll get a chance to see him hit for Osera as his night looks like it's all but over. Pitch on the way, fastball, and it's blown right by Aizawa. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the pinch hitter, the aforementioned pinch hitter of Soichi Fudamata. Well, Fudamata, he's wearing the number 99, like the American Aaron Judge. Let's see if he has any type of pop in his stick as he comes to bat here, ready to face the left-hander for the first time in the pinch hitting role. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. With that strikeout of Aizawa, that is the 7th tonight in our books, recorded by Inoue. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-1. I thought that looked like a pretty good pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike. A Filipino friend says his coworker has $200 worth of betting on the Hawks. I don't know if that's for tonight or if that is a long play, as there's a breaking ball that misses up. It's now 2-1 to Fudamata. If it's a long play, then it may not be such a bad deal. If it's a short play, well, a lot of things can change throughout the course of the game as that fastball is swung on and lifted foul behind home plate. The count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander waits on the offering from the lefty, here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Fudamata. That he's going to be gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Shogo Akiyama. So whenever Inoue was drinking in between innings, seems to work, as he's now struck out 3 batters in a row. And 5 of the last batters he's faced. 5 of the last 6 batters he's faced. So Akiyama striding at the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single and 2 trips. He has the only run scored for the Carp in this one. As Inoue delivers, it's a fastball that just misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-0. Just saw a flash from the Japan Times, and they were obviously pumping the fist for Shohei Ohtani. With Ohtani with the 3 homers tonight, unbelievable. It gives him 51 on the year, but it was the 10 RBIs that popped for me. I didn't realize he drove that many in until I got home. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And on top of it, he swiped a couple of bases. I mean, the stats he put up in that game tonight against the Marlins, there are some players that don't do that in a month. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. I mean, he's absolutely making it look like video game numbers. He's just, every night it is a different show with Showtime playing. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As he kicks and deals, fastball just misses off the outside corner to Akiyama, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th inning, Giants enjoying a 4-1 lead here. As the lefty Inoue facing Akiyama here with 2 gone. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on it as pop foul behind home plate. The count remains at 2-2. And certainly Shogo Akiyama trying to be the table setter here for the Carp. Got a lot of work set out for him here. So the lefty leans in, he gets the side, and he works himself to the belt. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and chopped foul right into Akiyama. He swung it, it came up, looked like it may have got him just below the rib cage. So it's 2-2. We'll get a replay of that one. Yeah, just above the belt and below the ribs. Fortunate it wasn't a little lower or a little bit higher. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Inoue, now Inoue steps off the backside of the rubber. Filipino Frez says, if the Dodgers go up against the Yankees, he says he's rooting for the Dodgers in that series. Well, that's definitely a tough series for people. They usually, you like the Yankees or you hate the Yankees. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. But there's almost some sentiment toward the Dodgers as well. It's a love-hate relationship, but I'm not convinced that the Yankees have enough pitching to get there. If you would ask me at the beginning of the year who we would see, I got to say, I really like the way the Phillies are playing ball. They're really playing well right now. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Akiyama. So if you pointed a gun in my face and you said, make a decision of who you think is going to be in the World Series, I'd go with the Phillies in the National League, and the way the Astros are playing, I would take Houston in the American. Maybe not to win it, but to at least get to the World Series. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on, is grounded over to the right side. Okamoto fields it, he flips it to the pitcher covering, and that is going to do it as Akiyama goes in the books on a ground out 3-1 for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We will have a pitching change, but you know what it is. It is that Japanese halftime that we like to call it here between the fifth and the sixth inning. Manager Arai out to make a pitching change. It's the extended break as they're coming to do a little bit of work on the field, and we're going to take our extended break by refreshing our drink. And we can come back and give you guys the back half of the ball game. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We have some scoring from around the NPB to get you caught up on. In the top of the sixth inning in the Basement Bowl, it is the Dragons with a 4-2 lead over the Swallows. That is in the top of the sixth inning. Both of those teams are fighting for the last place spot or to be out of the last place spot. The other game we're keeping our eye on at the bottom of the fourth inning, it is now 6-4 for the Bay Stars. The Tigers had inched back to cut it to a run, and then the Bay Stars have now extended their lead to 6-4. Eagles have got a run back against the Fighters. It is 4-3 in the top of the fifth inning at Escon Field in Hokkaido. And at the bottom of the sixth inning, it is a 2-0 lead for the Hawks over the Buffaloes in that one there. Just a couple of announcements. Obviously, tomorrow, all of the games, there will be a full slate of action across the NPB tomorrow. The pitching has been announced. And it is going to be Adua going for the Carp against Yokokawa for the Giants. In the game between the Bay Stars and the Tigers, it'll be Haruhiro Hamaguchi. He'll go for the Bay Stars against Akihiro Aogi of the Tigers. And the Dragons and the Swallows, it'll be for the Dragons will be Fukutani, who takes to the hill against Yamano of the Swallows in that one. Looking over to the Pacific League, Wataru Matsumoto takes to the hill at the Zozo Marine Stadium against Kazuya Ojima, as that is going to be the game at the Zozo Marine Stadium. Shunpei Yamashita will take to the hill for the Buffaloes against the pitcher for the Fighters. It'll be Nobutaka. And then Moinello takes to the hill for the Hawks against Takanaka of the Eagles. That'll be at the PayPay Dome, so a little bit different there tonight as the Eagles will go on their merry way to play the Hawks. So some interesting scheduling here over the last little bit, as there are a lot of different game options that'll be there. And as we mentioned, it's a 2-game set here for the Giants and the Carp before these two teams move on into different directions. All right, everybody, we'll be back in just a few here. We appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll come back and chat it up with the chat, as we'll be back in 30 as this game will be ready to resume after this. Welcome back, everybody. Coming to bat for the Giants here in their half of the sixth inning, it'll be Sakamoto, Montez, and Katawaki, as they will be in to face. We are just waiting on the confirmation of the pitching change for the Giants, because there is going to be one, as they had taken out their starter. I'm not sure if Inoue is coming back in. That is one thing I do like, is they've got this cold pack that they put around the neck of the pitcher. I've seen it a few times, and certainly the Giants pitcher Inoue, to reduce the temperature. When you think of boxers, and boxers or fighters come in and they're boxing in between rounds of in the fights, they put these cold packs on the back of their neck. There's I don't want to say a nerve or a pressure point or something along those lines, but it tries to lower the temperature of the athlete. And I see that with Inoue. When he's out, he's got this cold pack wrapped around his neck. And that is where that is there. Well, the pitching change for the Carp, as they have gone to a left-hander here. This is going to be number 24. It's going to be Takumi Kurohara, as he is in the ball game, ready to face Sakamoto. And the first pitch is on the way, and it is a fastball that misses up and away. And the count is 1-0. For Takumi Kurohara, when he pitches, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Nestor Cortez of the Yankees, the way that he just kind of slowly lifts his leg and then he delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. Interesting, especially in Major League Baseball, how some of the pitchers have used some of their ability to throw the timing of the hitters off. There's a fastball that clips the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. Certainly nasty Nestor Cortez bringing his bag of tricks to the pitcher's mound is one of those ones. Fastball swung on it, is lifted into straightaway center field, moving over underneath it, and making the catch is Akiyama, and that's going to retire Sakamoto for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Coco Montes. And you have to be concerned a little bit for the Giants, or I would be concerned a bit for the Giants. They've scored 4 runs tonight in the third inning. They had the 2-run homer last night from the bat of Okamoto. I think that was in either the third or the fourth. And they had the big inning in the first inning. They score in bunches, but they don't really nickel and dime another run across. There's Coco Montes, lifts one into right field, and the ball's going to be dropped by Sekene. That should have been an out, and it's a clear drop by the right fielder, and he is going to cruise into second base on a 2-base error. Oh, you couldn't ask for a more disappointing play. If you're the pitcher, that's got to be caught. That should have been the second out of the inning. Hit him right in the glove as he's moving toward the line, and that ball ends up getting down, and now the Giants have got a threat on their hands. And the worst part about it is it looked like he may have overrun the ball, and he jumped in the air. Ball deflected off his glove, and then he had to go and run it back down. But Montes, with a 2-base error, he reaches, and now he's going to come out of the game for a pinch runner, as it looks like it is going to be Louis Okoye in to run for him. We saw that last night as Okoye had come in for Montes late in the game. So Okoye in to run, and it brings Mikado Katawaki to the plate. So some shoddy defense showing up here for the Carp with 1 out. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. So I don't know if you guys have got a chance to watch it or watch the highlights of that, but boy, oh boy, that can make your stomach turn if you're a manager. So no balls and 1 strike to Katawaki. Our Filipino friend says the Lions and Marines, the timeless showdown. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. I have to say that stadium in Saitama kind of grew on me this last trip. As I said, very fascinating that it was not a dome stadium until the mid-90s. It's an open air dome. And just the way that it is positioned, I think it's very, very fascinating. As the pitch is on the way, here's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Katawaki. But when you go down into the lower deck, the steps on the stadium, it kind of makes you seasick walking back up. It's just uneven. It's probably had a few earthquakes in its day that have caused the stadium structure to be a little wobbly, but it's a remarkable feat of engineering to put that dome on that stadium. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is taken on 1 hop by the shortstop. Yano took a look at third, but he wasn't able to go that direction as the runner is going to be safe. And that is going to be a ground out 6-3. It advanced the runner over to third. We're going to see, that looks like it's going to be the end of the night as Inoue is going to be done. We're going to have a pinch hitter for him. So with the runner at third, the pitcher is going to be hit for here. We'll see exactly who that is going to be. So a good night done here by the starter. And it looks like that it is going to be Nagano who has grabbed the bat. So this is number 7, or it's going to be Nagano. It's going to be Chono. There's a Yoshi Chono or Kono coming to bat here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Kono is a former Carp player as well. He was in the Carp lineup from 2019 to 2022. As the first pitch ready to come here from the lefty who kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So there's a lot of former Carps or Carp connection in this Giants lineup, and yet another one here. So Kono ready to go here as he waits from the offering from the left-hander Kurihara. As Kurihara delivers, it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. So both teams into the bullpens the rest of the way, and they'll be battling it out for the bullpens here. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kono. Lefty again holding to the set position. And he works himself to the belt. He checks the runner. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, but it's going to make its way into the seats, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As I look at the advertising on the side of the helmets of the Giant players, I understand that Major League Baseball is going to have some advertising on their helmets as well for the playoffs. I forget exactly what the advertising is and who the advertiser are, but it's certainly a big deal in Major League Baseball. Every player that comes to bat will have the advertising on their helmet. As that fastball misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But specifically for the playoffs. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a German apparel company who I wasn't familiar with. Strauss, I think it was. As they will be the ones that will have the advertising. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Chono. So I thought that was very interesting. And 5 inches by an inch will be on the side of every helmet, featuring Strauss in capital letters, alongside the company's logo, which is, I think, an ostrich of all things. I guess it's an ostrich. Kind of looks like it could be a World War II artifact. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. It gets out of the glove of the catcher Aizawa, and the count remains at 3-2. 2 gone here. The runner at third is Okoye, as the Giants are trying to cash another run across. So I guess the question I would have for Major League Baseball is, what's the point of advertising with Strauss? Because I've never seen any of their stuff in Major League Baseball. You'd figure like Rawlings or Easton or New Balance or something along those lines, unless they're going to try to make a venture into the baseball marketplace. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Not fielded very cleanly by the third baseman Kazono, but he's going to be able to make the play as he fires to first, and it retires Chono for the third out of the inning. Goes as a ground out 5-3 for out number 3, and that will do it here on the 6th for the Giants. Well, they had no runs in the inning, no hits. There was the error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Carp 1. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the 6th is just around the corner, and we appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be another left-hander coming out of the bullpen for the Carp. It's going to be number 53, Yuhei Takanashi, as he will take over here. So Takanashi on in relief, as he is slated to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. It'll be Yano, Kazono, and Sakakura to come to bat here in the half of this inning. So Yano, Kazono, and Sakakura to face the lefty Takanashi. Carp find themselves in a deficit down 4-1. They had a golden opportunity in that last half inning, really to punch a couple more runs across. You figure the last half inning, they loaded the bases with 3 consecutive singles, and all they were able to do was to be able to get 1 run across. It was the Kikuchi RBI single that brought home the only run, and he did that with 2 strikes on him as he was able to battle. He almost didn't get that done, but they weren't able to punch anybody else. There was all 3 outs came via the strikeout. Not even a ball put in play to give him an opportunity. And here comes the first pitch from the lefty, who delivers a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Takanashi's got a bit of a unique delivery as well. He doesn't start with his hands together per se, other than after he breaks them from the set. He takes his hands right down by the side, and then he delivers. There's another fastball that then he's taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-2. Yano tonight has got a single and 2 trips. He also struck out looking his other time to the plate. So officially in the books, he is a 1 for 2. As the lefty Takanashi kicks and delivers a fastball that misses way outside. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty ready to go again as he gets the sign from his catcher, as he works himself to the belt. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that just misses outside. Takanashi was bouncing off the mound like it was strike 3, and the catcher Oshiro held it in. And I have to say, that pitch did look like it was well off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Even the sell job by the pitcher and the catcher couldn't get it done. And here comes the 2-2 pitch as he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled off the catcher. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty leans in and he gets his sign, works himself to the belt, and here comes the pitch. And it's on its way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled right off the foot of Yasano, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Takanashi ready to deliver again. He kicks and he fires. There is a fastball. I say a fastball. Looked like he may have taken a little something off of that one. Swung on and fouled away. We'll get a look at that release point. It was a fastball, but sometimes just takes a little bit off. Nice piece of defensive hitting there by Yano to stay alive. It's going to be the 8th pitch delivered here by the reliever, and Yano really chokes up. When he talk about choking up, he's got himself a good full fist off the bottom of the bat. Another fastball swung on it, another one fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carp fan or cheering section is trying to get their team going here. It's the 2-2 pitch ready to go. And it's on its way. It is a fastball swung on and line foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the battle continues. It's quite a way to welcome a new pitcher into the ballgame. You've got yourself a good solid 10 pitch at bat. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty kicks and fires, there's a slow breaking ball that misses inside, and now that runs the count full. So 3-2 to Yano. This game is going to be turning into the battle of the bullpens here, as both of these teams have turned it over to the relievers. It'll be Osera who could get tagged with the loss. He's gave up all 4 of the runs. Inoue only gave up the 1 run in his time of work. So here comes the pitch from the lefty, Takanashi, and it's a fastball swung on, chopped slowly down the first baseline, and it's just going to roll foul. And the battle will continue. It's 1-2 still to Yano. Sorry, check that. 3-2 to Yano. It's 11 pitches is what we meant to say. It's going to be pitch number 12 coming up with the next offering here. So left-hander against the left-hander as Yano continues to waggle the bat. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that battle is going to be won by Takanashi as he retires Yano, but a heck of an at-bat. Should get a round of applause from his teammates and some high fives there for that one as he took just a number of bullets out of the arm of the left-hander. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. That was a 12-pitch at bat to begin the inning. And so here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Kazono, who's 1 for 2 tonight. And a fastball that misses, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Kazono drove in the first run back in the 4th inning. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. The thing that pops for me with Kazono is just his lack of power. He's only got a couple of home runs this year. And as I was talking before in the last couple innings, there's a ball that's chopped up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Katawaki, who throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3. Kazono win the books for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Shogo Sakakura. As I mentioned, it is I say every inning, but certainly Kazono, when he comes to bat with the lack of power and just the overall lack of power in the lineup outside of this fellow who's got double-digit home runs, as the first pitch on the way to Sakakura is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-0. Not enough juice in the lineup for the Carp. As I said, Seiya Suzuki going to Major League Baseball a couple years ago. That was a huge loss for the Carp. Losing Nishikawa as a domestic free agent to the Buffaloes was a big loss as well this past offseason. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. We were giving some updates around the NPB earlier. We were talking about different things. As the pitch is delivered, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-0 on Sakakura. Tokyo Yakult Swallow Tetsudo Yamada, the second baseman, the longtime second baseman of the Swallows, has 448 RBIs at the Jingu Stadium. And he is the current leader all time, and he'll, of course, have a few years left as that fastball is taken for a call and strike, and the count is 3-1. As he had a RBI the other night. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. That's going to be a 2-out walk issued to Sakakura, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Shota Dobayashi. Well, certainly don't want to be walking guys here if you are the pitcher for the Giants, and you don't want to be walking hitters here in this certain spot. But as I said earlier, the lack of power, you're going to have to, there's nothing like a guy hitting a single, but then you got to hit 3 more singles to drive him home. So Dobayashi striding to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out in both of his trips to the dish. As Takanashi goes down and reaches for the rosin bag, he's going to reset himself here to pitch to Dobayashi. I saw Dobayashi play last year in Yokohama, and he hit 2 home runs in that game. First pitch fastball misses outside. The count is 1-0. I know the first one was off of Imanaga. I don't know if he hit both off of Imanaga or not. I got a chance to see the ball game between the Carp and the Bay Stars. That was the first Japanese game I'd ever been to in Japan, obviously. As here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit, and Asano's overrun it. And racing around to third is the runner, Sakakura. I'm going to see if they're going to charge Asano with an error on that one or not. It's definitely a single for Dobayashi. But that is going to be it. That's going to be the manager, Abe, has seen enough. He's coming out to get Takanashi. Runners on the corners, 2 out. He's going to the bullpen as Ryosuke Kikuchi is coming to the plate. We're going to take a little time out here as we do have ourselves a pitching change. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us. Carp are threatening here. Runners on the corners, 2 gone, and we'll be back in just a few after this from our friend Steve Rademacher and his relief pitcher.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out, as he will keep you entertained. The Giants are going to a right-hander here, as we will pick that up for you here in just a moment. As the night for Takanashi is over, he could not get himself out of the 6th inning. Able to get the first 2 batters, and then it was a walk to Sakakura and a single by Dobayashi. As we said, we will take a look just quickly here to see if they had ruled an error on the right fielder Asano. But no, not in that particular situation. It looks like he is in the free and clear on that one. It's a good piece of hitting there by Dobayashi, going the other way with it. As we said, he had just bobbled the ball to Asano. We'll take a look at the replay on that. Boy, oh boy, I don't know about that. I think I'd be giving him an error on that one there, because basically it looked like it was going to be Sakakura stopping at second base, and as soon as that ball trickled by him, he was able to advance there, but they just said it was a single. Unless maybe the score will give a different type of thought on that a little bit later. Well, for the Yomiuri Giants, it's going to be number 58 coming in the ballgame. This is going to be Hiromasa Funabasama. So he is coming on in relief. It's our first time I think I've seen Funabasama this year. Just on the name alone, it provides a bit of a tongue twister for us North Americans. So here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. So Funabasama on in relief. As he is brought on to face Ryosuke Kikuchi. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the right-hander holds set now, delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to short. Fielded by the shortstop, Yoshikawa. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 6-3. Induced Kikuchi to ground himself into a double play, or ground himself into a soft roller. It could have been a double play, but that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 7th inning. 2/3 of the game is in the books. Scores the Giants 4 and the Carp 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the 7th inning in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Well, we've got ourselves a 4-1 scoreline. We'll be back in 30 seconds as there is expected a pitching change coming up here. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the coming to bat here for the Giants, and they've got a left-hander now on the mound for the Carp. It is going to be number 36 taking over here. As the first pitch is kicked and delivered, it is a fastball missing inside. Counters 1-0. This is Atsuya Hori, who is on in relief. Pitcher number 3 used by the Carp. He's facing the top of the order in Yoshihiro Maru, Sano, and Yoshikawa, and there's a fastball swung on, grounded over to second, and it's through Kikuchi into right field. And so the shoddy defense, and racing to second is Maru, and he's going to slide in there safely. So one would have to think that's probably going to be an error on the second baseman. I mean, I know it was an ordinary effort. It looks like he got himself caught up on the grass. He's replacing his divots right now. But that's a play that you got at the bare minimum stop and keep in front of you. So I'd be curious to see how they're going to rule it. And you got to say Maru looked like he got I don't know if he got his feet caught or not. He ended up just face planting right to the ground. So we'll see what the official scorer has to say about that one. But regardless, Maru is standing on second base with nobody out. And that's exactly what it was. They gave an error to Kikuchi as they step off of the mound, and back to the second goes Maru. So E4 on the play. So some shoddy defense here to begin the 7th inning. But is Hori ready to deliver? He checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way, squaring to bunt, is Asano, but he pulls back. That first pitch is taken for a ball. It was a pretty close pitch. So Atsuya Hori on the mound. Lefty ready to go here. Is squaring the bunt already is Asano. As the pitch on the way, it is bunted and it's down, and they field it. Oh, they thought about going to third, did the catcher Izawa, as Maru is going to slide in there safely, but that's going to go down as a sacrifice. 2-4 on the putout. Maru was able to get into third base over there, but boy, oh boy, the catcher Izawa actually looked up and thought he may have had a shot. We look at the replay again, and I think it was more along the line of the third baseman not being back in time to the bag. So safe at third is Maru. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa, to the plate. Yoshikawa tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double. He's knocked a pair of runs in. He's scored a run. He also lined out his last time up to the third baseman, so he's hit the ball well each and every time. As the lefty delivers, it's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded past the diving shortstop Yano into left center field. And that is going to bring a run in, as Maru is going to make the 5th run come across the plate for the Giants here. So an RBI single through the drawn-in infield. And the Giants have extended their lead to 5-1. You kind of got to feel, well, some people won't. If you're a Giants fan, you're not going to feel sorry for the Carp, but kind of feel a little bit sorry for them here in this situation, because their pitching hasn't actually all been all that bad. Just a little bit of shoddy defense. Even the ball that Dobayashi dove for that ended up costing them a couple of runs. And now you got Okamoto stepping up to the plate here in this situation. So just, a couple little plays that the pitching may have just missed out on. Some defensive plays, or I want to call them miscues, maybe just misses. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. It counts 0-1 to Okamoto. Okamoto is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a home run in his 3 trips. He's driven in a pair and scored a run. So he has been a big part of the offense here tonight for the Giants. Here comes the offering from the lefty Hori. It's a fastball that's poured in for a called strike. Now the count goes to 0-2. I was talking last night a little bit about seeing an interview with former major leaguer and Hall of Famer Greg Maddux, and he talked about how he would set up his changeup if he could throw his fastball at the knees. He'd follow it with a change piece. There's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count's 1-2 to Okamoto. And the whole idea is that if you could get the fastball at the knees and then you bring the changeup, it would fall off and could get the hitter, induce a swing and a miss. That was his way to be able to put hitters away with the changeup that he possessed. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped over to third. Kazono backing up fields it. He throws on one hop to first, and it's not going to be in time. We're going to see how they're going to rule that one. Are they going to rule that as a base hit, or is that going to be an error on the third baseman? I don't think even if he would have been able to come down with it to make the play, that his arm strength would have played out. That's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout to have a word with his pitcher Hori here on the mound. Well, they are going to give that an infield single to Okamoto. That's going to be his 3rd hit of the night. It advances Yoshikawa over to second. Puts runners at first and second with one gone, and it's going to bring the catcher Takumi Oshiro to the plate. And for Oshiro, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also flown to left and flown out to center. As the lefty Hori holds set, now delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Hayato Sakamoto waiting his turn on deck. As the lefty delivers and Oshiro swings and fouls that one away, and the count now goes to 0-2. curious. I didn't look to see the total of games played for the Carp this month, but as I said, in the first 19 days of the month, they lost 13. So I wonder how many they've actually won this month if we go back and take a look. It's absolutely crazy. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, another one lifted foul, and the count remains at 0-2. I guess we could go and figure that out manually if there was no other way in which to have a look to see exactly how many Carp wins are in the month of September. They started the month pretty good. They beat the Swallows. And then I guess it's all been downhill after that. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Carp also beat the Dragons once. So far their wins have only been against the bottom two teams. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. As I do this quick little look through to see exactly how they have performed. They beat Yokohama on Sunday, which would have been their third win of the month. There's the pitch, and it is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Oshiro stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2, and that is going to leave it all up to Hayato Sakamoto. Well, we got our answer for you. So the Carp this month are 3-13 entering tonight's game. And they have beaten the Bay Stars, and they have beaten the Swallows and the Dragons. So one win against those. And when you think 2 of the 3 wins have come against non-playoff teams, well, what does that tell you with the others? Actually, all 3 would be non-playoff teams. As there's a fastball swung on, lifted into right field. Diving for it is Sekeni. He's not going to be able to make the play. It's going to get down. And that is going to allow the runner, or the batter, Yoshikawa, it's going to score Yoshikawa. Stopping at third is Okamoto, and cruising into second with a double is Sakamoto. That's kind of weird, that particular play. Sekeni dove for it in the gap in right center field, and it looked like Akiyama had already cleared out. Like he wasn't going to be able to make that play. Get a look at the replay there, and Sekeni had dove for it, and Akiyama was already moving towards coverage. And Sekeni wasn't even close. It's going to be an RBI there for Sakamoto. It cashes in Yoshikawa. 6-1 is now the lead. That is going to bring up Louis Okoye to the plate. This will be his first at bat tonight. Okoye had come in as there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. Count is 0-1. He came in to pinch run for Coco Montez in the last half inning. After Montez had reached on an error by Sekeni. It's not been the defensive night for Sekeni by any stretch of the imagination. As the pitch to Okoye is the fastball swung on and missed, the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And we look at that out-of-town scoreboard, and it is 6-5 now for the Bay Stars. The Tigers keep hanging around. It's in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dragons are enjoying a 7-4 lead over the Swallows. There's a fastball swung on. This is ripped foul down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Fighters are leading the Eagles 4-3, and at the PayPay Dome in the top of the 9th, Hawks leading comfortably over the Buffaloes 4-0. So no balls and 2 strikes. It remains here to Okoye as Hori ready to go again. Just waiting on Okoye as he had to go get himself a new bat. That last one there had died a good fight. So now we're ready to go again as Hori gets his sign from his catcher Aizawa, and he works himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-2. Pretty good pitch regardless. It did move Okoye off the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty checks the runner over at first. And here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Coming around to score is Okamoto, and also is Sakamoto. That's going to bring a pair of runs in, and that is going to increase the lead to 8-1. So Okoye with a 2-run single, bringing home Okamoto and Sakamoto. And the Giants continue to pound away here on the Carp. In the top of the 7th inning, 8-1 is your scoreline. And you think about the shoddy defense that got things going, the error by Kikuchi, and then it was poured on by the right fielder Sekene, who wasn't able to make that play. I know it was a diving play, but I don't know if it's a Sekene as much as it was the center fielder Akiyama. Either one, I thought they should have done a better job. Looked like some zoo roots to the ball. As the Carp fans are feeling probably sick to their stomachs as the first pitch fastball misses down to Katawaki. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitcher's spot in the batting order is next. We'll see what the Giants have up their sleeves here. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside, almost hits Katawaki. Count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody warming up right now in the bullpen or in either bullpen that we can see. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1 to Katawaki. Always got to keep your eyes peeled to see if they have made any decisions to go to the pen. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Hori working himself to the set position. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled right off the catcher. Zawa, the count remains at 2-2. Eight-1 Giants have the lead here as they've extended it in the top of the 7th inning. Lefty Hori works himself set yet again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Dobiashi. And the hit parade continues as that's going to be a base hit for Katawaki. Stopping at second is Okoye. I have to say here, that is the 5th hit of the inning by the Giants. That is going to bring up the pitcher's spot in the batting order. We're going to see exactly what the Giants have in mind. They are going to allow their pitcher to hit, or if they're going to be bringing in a pinch hitter. So runners at first and second with 2 out. We're just waiting on the confirmation of change. It is going to be number 12 coming to bat here, and that is Masaya Hagio, who batted in last night's game. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Hagio. This is the 9th hitter to come to bat for the Giants here in inning number 7. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now runs even to 1-1. The Giants are flexing their muscle here with an 8-1 lead now here in the top of the 7th inning. And at this point in time in the game, if you're the Carp, what you want to do is you want to get some momentum. You want to have some decent at-bats. some competitive bats, and get yourself ready for tomorrow night, because you're probably not coming back here tonight. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. As I say often on some nights, where it'll become the greatest comeback in NPB history, or at least one of them. But more importantly, on your home soil, you got your ace on the mound on home soil facing the Giants here, and you're unable to come up with anything. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the first baseline. It's going to reach the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Our Filipino friend says the Tigers and the Eagles are still fighting back. Yeah, I know. There's no quit in either of those teams tonight. Eagles, though, once upon a time had I believe it was a 2-1 lead over the Fighters. The Fighters had taken that 4-2 lead, and they were slowly inching back. There's a fastball that misses up and away. Now 2-2 to Hagio. So not only on home soil, you're also on home soil, and you're getting thumped by the Giants. So that ought to say something. There's just no fight right now in the Carp. I don't understand it. So 2-2 strikes. As the lefty holds set, now delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And Hagio's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, but more damage done here. Another 4-run uprising by the Giants. 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 5 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is an 8-1 scoreline for the Giants. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. Eight-1 is the scoreline. Carp is coming to bat here in the bottom half of inning number 7. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. 8-1 is the scoreline for the Giants, and the pitching parade for the Giants is going to continue here. It is going to be I believe it was number 66. I might have missed that one. Or is that? It is indeed number 66. It's going to be Ryuta Hainai, who takes over on the mound. I hope I said that right. Heinai, or Hainai. So it is going to be the 4th pitcher used by the Giants here. So number 66, the right-hander on in relief. And he is going to be slated to face the bottom third of the batting order for the Carp. It'll be Sekene, Aizawa, and then it'll be the pitcher's spot in the batting order. So I'm sure we're going to have ourselves a pinch hitter, one would think for certain. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on, is grounded into the deep hole at short, fielded by Katawaki, throws across, and Sekene, his night continues to be average, except he's fully covered in dirt there this time. And he's going to retire him for the first out of the inning. It's ground out 6-3. So one up and one away, and that will bring up the catcher, Tsubasa Aizawa. And for Aizawa, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out twice. As the left-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball on the inside corner taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Right-hander rocking into the windup as he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Looks like we may have a pinch hitter here for the Carp, as it is going to be it's number, again, I have a hard time with these numbers here. It's either 54 or 64. Looks like it is 54, so that will be Yuya Nirasawa who is hitting here in this situation. So hitting for Aizawa. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire him. For the second out of the inning, 2 gone here, so I can barely get his name into the books as he is retired. So Yuya Nirasawa gone on strikes. And that is going to bring up yet another pinch hitter. As it looks like it is number 44. It could be Kota Hayashi. Again, we're just going to have to wait and get the number here for you as the first pitch is on the way. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. That is exactly who it is. It is Kota Hayashi at the plate. So emptying the bench early are the Carp as the pitch is a fastball swung on. It is hit down the right field line. If it's fair, it's going to be trouble, and it is. It's into the corner. Asano has picked it up and cruising into second base with a 2-out double is Hayashi. And that's going to bring up the top of the order, slated to bring up Shogo Akiyama. And that's what you expect. When guys come off the bench late in the game, you get the at-bat. What are you going to do with your at-bat? Are you going to roll it over, or are you going to hammer a ball over somebody's head? That was a hook barrel ball into the right field corner. Allowed him to cruise in for a stand-up double. And Hayashi establishes his lead over there at second base. As Akiyama strides to the plate. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, and here comes the pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses inside. The count is quickly 1-0 to Shogo Akiyama. Akiyama tonight reached on a single in the 4th inning. He came around to score the only run for the Carp. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. Checks the runner at second, and here's the pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo Akiyama. For some reason tonight, this game just seems like it is plodding along. It's not been at a fast pace, but it's just, or I shouldn't say it's been not been at a slow pace, but it's not exactly been crisp in the play. And then by the time now we're getting into the pitching changes, it might take us a little while longer. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Akiyama. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carp fans are still into it. Egging or cheering their team on, egging their team to victory, however you want to look at it. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, here comes the pitch. Checks the runner at second. Kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And they say it's a foul ball. I think he caught it. So says Oshiro. Home plate umpire, I don't know. I don't even know if he tipped it. I know the manager, Abe, is out there, and he's wanting to say, hey, can we get this reviewed? I don't know if that's something that it's reviewable or not, but that pitch there, first of all, I don't even think he tipped it. Yeah, he just kind of gives the, kind of whatever look, and he goes back into the dugout. I want to see that replay again. First of all, I don't think Akiyama tipped it, and then the second part is the catcher caught it. So even if he tipped it, he didn't trap it. So maybe the Carp will get a break here, down 8-1, if that's going to bring the game back. The umpire has got to that's game management in a lot of ways for the umpire. Strikes and outs make the game go quicker. And there's a split finger pitch swung on, and it's tapped foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 1-2 to Akiyama. Just having a feel for the game. Got an 8-1 lead. Carp down by a bunch. Are you going to call it by letter of the law, or are you going to say, no, benefit of the doubt? Yeah, ball was caught. You're out. You're done. Let's get on with it. So Akiyama waggling the bat, waiting here on the 1-2 pitch from the right-hander of the Giants, Heine. And here we go. Here comes the offering. Pitch on the way, and it's a line drive up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. And a single for Akiyama. He's going to bring home the runner, Hayashi, who is going to score. And they have cut the lead to 8-2. So don't look now. Here come the Carp. An RBI single for Akiyama. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Masaya Yano. And again, we've got the bots jumping in here from Twitch. Twitch bots are in good form this month. We've had more bots than we have anybody else from Twitch. So Yano coming to bat here. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and he's struck out twice. Akiyama, the runner at first. They're not even holding Akiyama really here. They've got Okamoto a yard or so off the base. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Yano. Yano had that marathon at bat last inning against the reliever Takanashi. I mean, marathon at bat. It was a 12-pitch at bat before he went down on strikes. It could take the stuffing out of anybody. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Nice stop there by the catcher, Oshino. 8-2 is the lead here for the Carp, for the Giants over the Carp. Carp needs some instant runs here. Right-hander holds set. Now delivers. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Yano. When this game is done, we'll take you through all the other games in the NPB. Get you caught up on everything around on the scoreboard. There's been lots of scoring tonight across the NPB, both in the Pacific and the Central. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. That's the one thing I have to say is on the weekend games, you get into the weekend games, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, I don't know if it's by design, but it just seems like the games go on forever. The only game that's over right now is the game between the Hawks and the Buffaloes. All the rest of these games are going to go north of 3 hours and maybe even close to 4 today. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. And the battle will continue. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Yano waggling the bat, waiting on the pitch here from the right-hander. Here it is. Breaking ball swung on, and another one fouled away. Yano tonight must have the most foul balls of any player in the lineup. That battle that he had the last time, now here, is absolutely a pain for the pitchers of the Giants. Now, mind you, he has struck out tonight twice, but certainly that last at bat was a heck of a battle, as is this one here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ready to go again here as the right-hander and I ready to deliver. And the pitch on the way, it's a breaking ball. Another one swung on and fouled away. This is incredible. The players from the Carp bench cheering on Yano here. If you don't like this, you don't like baseball. This is absolutely a fun at bat to watch. It's certainly not fun if you are a fan of the Giants. This is just taking the stuffing out of your pitchers. By my books, this is the 9th pitch of the at-bat. It's on the way. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away again. The battle continues here. Yep, 10 pitches deep it is. So pitch number 11 coming up here. Hey, can he outdo himself? Can he do better than he did the last time? Last time, what was it, 12 pitch at bat? This time, this is going to be pitch number 11 coming here to Yano. He's really choked up off the bottom of the bat. He's got a full 4 inches, I would say, off the end of the bat that he is choked up on. And here comes the offering as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball's going to line to the left field. He's going to win the battle. It's got to be a base hit. Stopping at second is Akiyama. Yano aboard for the second time tonight via single. You got to give a round of applause for that. And that is going to bring up Kaito Kazono to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Well, maybe the Carp aren't dead yet. A 3-run shot here would be a big-time difference maker if Kazono could do some damage. As we said, he's only got a couple of home runs this year, which is rather disappointing. That being said, he's got an opportunity to put a charge into a baseball here and give the Carp an opportunity to claw back even further. I just think it's too big a hole that they've made for themselves here tonight. But you never know. So Kazono steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's driven in 1 of the 2 Carp runs. As the pitch is on the way, it's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Well, he had visions of extra bases in his mind. The pitcher for the Giants had something different. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander. Heine holds to the set position. He checks the runner at second and now delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count's 1-1. Good discipline there by Kazono. The first pitch he went chasing after, and that pitch there he just let it be. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As he waits here on the offering from the right-hander, here comes the 1-1 pitch. And Heine delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. You got to think that the Giants may want to consider getting their bullpen going. 8-12-1 for the Giants, 2-10-2 for the Carp. That's the line score in this one. There's been lots of hits in this game tonight. And we're not out of the woods yet. Right-hander, ready to deliver. Heine holds to the set. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball swung on, lifted straight away into shallow center field, and making the catch is going to be the shortstop, and that is Katawaki, who puts it away, and that will do it here as Kazono's gone for the third out of the inning. But the Carp get a run, 1 run on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. It is an 8-2 ball game, and you can anticipate another pitching change, and so are we. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for holding it down and listening with us tonight. The Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a left-hander for the Carp coming in. It is going to be Jinji Hasebi who will take over here to begin the 8th inning, as he will be the 4th pitcher used on the evening by the Carp. It has an 8-2 lead. It has been 2 4-run innings by the Giants that have them out in front. It's the one thing that the Giants haven't been able to do is to string a pile of hits together. Looks like Shogo Sakakura is going to be going behind the plate, and the pinch hitter Hayashi is going to come into the game to play at first, and by all accounts, it is going to be Aizawa whose night's going to be done. That is what we're looking at here. As the first pitch is delivered and fouled away, and the count is quickly no balls and 1 strike, and welcome to the game, Sakakura. The first ball is fouled right off of him. Well, I shouldn't say welcome to the game. He's been playing first base for the first 7 innings. Now he goes behind the plate in the very first pitch. Swung on and fouled away by Maru. Caught him on the left forearm. Price said, man, I was in the rocking chair for all the night, and this one here getting to be a pincushion. Here's the breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count's 1-1. Maru tonight officially 1 for 4. He has reached twice. He reached on a single and an error. He scored a pair of runs. He's stolen a base. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, it is lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Dobiashi. He makes the catch. That's going to retire Maru for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Shogo Asano. Well, for Asano tonight, he's officially 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out to left. He's walked and scored a run, and he had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Batting here against the lefty Hasebi, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball. It just misses, and the count is 1-0. Asano batting from the right side against the lefty here, who kicks and fires. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Sano waggles the bat, and there's a fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Kikuchi, no trouble with this one. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Sano on a ground out 4-3. That's 2 outs here for the Giants, and it's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. Well, for Yoshikawa, he has been a one-man wrecking crew tonight here for the Giants. He's got 2 singles, a double, and he's driven in 3 of the 8 runs. He's also come around to score 2 of his own. So he is coming to bat here for the 5th time this evening. When you look at the Giants sometimes, and you might say, well, where they're playing at the Tokyo Dome, it's good for their averages. Well, this is a night here. It doesn't make a difference where you're playing. They're swinging the bats as there's a fastball that misses up for ball 1. Only one time tonight have the Giants gone down in order. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the line in left field. Moving over is Dobihashi, and he's not going to make it easy. He's going to make the catch, though. And that is going to do it. As the manager, Abe, has come out, it looks like he's got a substitution in mind. We'll be back in just a couple moments. That was a 1-2-3 inning here for the Giants. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Moving now to the bottom of the 8th. Your score is the Giants 8 and the Carp 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel. Come back and chat with our chat after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Wraps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Wraps Baseball, we know baseball. We'll be back in just a bit. Pitching change coming up for the Giants, so we'll bring that to you when we return. Hang tight, everybody.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change for the Giants, and we'll have to get you that in just a moment here as we got to pick up the number on the pitcher entering the ball game here. Out of town scoreboard, it is a 9-5 lead for the Bay Stars over the Tigers. That game is in the top of the 8th inning. 7-6 for the Dragons over the Swallows. That's in the top of the 9th. Game is over at the PayPay Dome. 4-0 for the Hawks over the Buffaloes. Bottom of the 7th, 4-3. The Fighters are leading the Eagles. And this one here, it is 8-2 for the Giants over the Carp. Reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for these same 2 teams tomorrow night. It'll be 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. If you guys are up and around, be sure to jump in. More Central action for you. Our Filipino friend says the Giants also refuse to lose and give up their number 1 spot. Yeah, the Giants here are taking care of business, so to speak. Coming to bat here, it is Sakakura to lead it off, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. It is a right-hander in. It is going to be Keisuke Izumi, who is on in relief. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball, misses upstairs. Count now goes to 1-1. So Izumi here, the 5th pitcher used by the Giants in this one. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. At this point, you just pretty much need pitches to be delivered, can be put in play. It's 1 for 2 for Sakakura tonight. He has a single and 2 trips. He's also walked. This is his 4th plate appearance. It's a fastball that misses down. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our Filipino friend says he salutes the Swallows for not giving up on their game tonight. Yeah, you know what? I mean, the Dragons go into the Jingu Stadium and, rough them up early. There's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Is that going to be? Yeah, it is ball 4. Missed the ball in there somewhere. Sakakura is going to get himself a leadoff walk. That is going to bring up Shota Dobiashi to the plate. Why do I just see in this game here that the Carp are probably going to tack on 2 or 3 late runs to make the scoreline respectable? I can just feel this coming. But as close as that scoreline might end up being, it has never been in doubt really to this point for the Giants. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Shota Dobiashi. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander holds to the set position, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up on the infield. In foul territory, it's playable. Moving over is Oshiro, and he makes the catch on the third base side, and that's going to retire Dobiashi for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ryosuke Kikuchi. Well, for Kikuchi tonight, he is officially 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's had some shoddy defensive play tonight by his standards. Giants players are looking on here, enjoying their moment as they have themselves a commanding 8-2 lead. And the first pitch to Kikuchi is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I remember a few seasons ago, there was talk about Kikuchi maybe coming across to Major League Baseball. Specifically, the New York Mets were in probably the leading interest for him. But I have to tell you, he's kind of all glove, no bat. And in today's Major League Baseball, I don't know where he'd fit. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is now 0-2. I remember Tadeguchi a number of years ago had come across to play in North America. He was with the White Sox. I believe he was on that White Sox World Series winning team back in the early 2000s. I think that was 2009, if I remember correctly. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander holds to the set. And now it delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kikuchi goes down on strikes as he swung at a pitch at his eyeballs. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll leave it all up to the right fielder, Shota Sekine. Well, for Sekine, he is officially 1 for 3 tonight. Got a single in 3 trips. But it's been his defensive miscue that has helped add runs here. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Got to tell you, if you get a chance to go look at that on the replay, he just absolutely just flat out dropped the ball in right field. Overran it, hit his glove, couldn't come up with it. That was quite the defensive effort. I guess the best way I would put it to be. As the right-hander holds set. And here's the pitch from Azumi. He delivers a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. Now the count is at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yuya Nirasawa had come in to pinch hit for Aizawa, but I'm not sure exactly what would be waiting on deck. At this point here, we'll have to take a look for the Carp. Here comes the pitch. Fastball on the way. It is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. It is the pitcher's spot in the batting order, so we'll see what the Carp have up their sleeves. If they let Asabi continue or if they bring in a pinch hitter. That is of the assumption if Sekene is able to get on. Here's the pitch. Oh, fastball, take it for a called third strike. I'm not sure what he was looking at. That was a heck of a pitch there by Izumi, and that is going to retire Sekene for the third out of the inning. Squander a leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left the board. And if you're keeping track at home with us, that is 8 runners the Carp have stranded here tonight. And that is going to do it, as it will bring up the top of the 9th inning here in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. It'll be the heart of the order coming up for the Giants when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Okamoto to lead it off when we return.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Okamoto, Oshiro, and Sakamoto to come to bat here in the 9th inning. We're just waiting for confirmation if there is going to be another pitch and change, or if the Carp are just going to stay with their reliever Asabi, who had pitched a pretty easy 8th inning, and they do stay with the lefty. And the first pitch delivered to Okamoto is taken for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Lefty again delivers. It is a fastball down. Counts 1-1. Okamoto tonight is 3 for 4. He's got a home run in his 3 trips. He scored a pair of runs. He's knocked in a pair of runs. Also has 2 singles to go with that bomb to center field. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. That home run tonight is the 26th of the year by Okamoto. So maybe if he gets hot, maybe he won't get to the 30 mark. But I think that's a little bit out of the reach. There's a fastball taken for a call and strike. Catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball down. It now runs the count full to Okamoto. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here. Lefty has Sabi ready to deliver again. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. Diving to his right is Kikuchi. Oh, my goodness. What a play that was. That is absolutely unbelievable. That ball was going up the middle. It looked like for sure it was going to be a base hit. And the second baseman, Kikuchi, is going to take that one away from Okamoto. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. So we were kind of criticizing the second baseman earlier when he had to range into the outfield to make a play, and he had butchered a ball going into the 4-hole. But boy, oh boy, that sure made up for that here. Lays out, flat out, makes a phenomenal play. First pitch is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Oshiro. Oshiro's 1 for 4 today. He's got a single and 4 trips. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, it is lined over the head of the third baseman into left field. And Oshiro's going to get his second hit of the ball game as he's got a 1-out single. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Hayato Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he is 1 for 4 tonight. He's got a double and 4 trips. He's also driven in a run. So Sakamoto striding to the plate. And are they even going to hold the runner at first? Doesn't look like it. Or Shiro, they're going to play Hayashi in behind him. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down in it, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Left-hander against the right-hander. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner for called strike. And it's actually no longer Sakamoto here. They have gone to a pinch hitter. That is Daiki Masuda, who is on to hit for Sakamoto. So Masuda, one would think, would come on in and play a little bit of late inning defense. Last pitch had missed down to Masuda, and the count's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way, fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-2. So the lefty, since coming into the ball game, has pitched really well, has Sabi. As he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Akiyama there to make the catch, and that's going to retire Masuda for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to Louis Okoye. Well, as Okoye strides to the plate, it came on for Coco Montez back in the 6th inning. He came in to run for him. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a single and a pair of RBIs as he drove home a couple of runs in the 7th inning. So the big fella here waiting on the offering from Hasebi, who kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Hasebi ready to deliver again. Pitch on the way to Okoye. Takes a fastball up, and it's now 3-0. Shortstop Mikado Katawaki waiting his turn on deck. Let's see if Okoye gets a green light at 3-0. Here in the top of the 9th inning, and the Giants enjoying a 8-2 lead. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander. Sabi gets the sign from Sakakura, delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Quay looking to see if he can get himself another knock. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the lefty holds to the set, 3-2 on the way. Fastball swung on, another one lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Koye waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the Lefty Hasebi, who ready to deliver again. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and that is going to be ball 4. It's going to advance Ashiro over to second. Okoye on board for the second time tonight, this time via base on balls, and that'll bring up the shortstop Mikado Katawaki. At least it's slated to bring him up. We'll see if Katawaki is still going to come in to hit here. I would assume he would be. And it is Katawaki who is on to hit here, or still on to hit. And the first pitch here coming from the lefty is a fastball that is taken for a called strike. So Hasebi getting himself into a little bit of trouble here, as he's got runners at first and second with 2 out, but he's ahead in the count on Katawaki, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second. Kikuchi fields it, he throws to first, and that is going to do it. Ground out 4-3 is going to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. Your score is the Giants 8 and the Carp 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. It is 8-2 when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Looks like the Carp are emptying their bench as they're going to have a pinch hitter coming to bat here. Looks like it is going to be Ryotaro Hatsuki, who is coming in to pinch hit. As we will make that adjustment here, as he will hit for the pitcher's spot. So Ryotaro Hatsuki on to pinch hit. And pitching now for the Giants, it's still going to be the same right-hander. It's going to be Izumi coming back out for his second inning of work. So Izumi here to try to finish it off. So it looks like it's going to be Hatsuki, and then it's going to be Hayashi, and then the top of the order in Shogo Akiyama. The first pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Pinch hitter is hitting $190 on the season with no home runs here. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. He's hitting in the spot once occupied by Tsubasa Aizawa, who had started the game in the 8th spot here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the third baseline. The count goes to 1-2 strikes. After the game, stick around. We'll give you the full rundown across all the games in the NPB tonight. As this game here is in the bottom of the 9th, as it is at the Jingu Stadium in Tokyo. All the other games still underway, except for that game between the Hawks and the Buffaloes that ended a bit ago. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nirasawa, or to check that, Hatsuki. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'd like to say this was a cleanly played game tonight, but there's been errors, there's been mistakes, and there has been a lot of hits in this one. The pitching has not been as good as we thought it might have been. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. The count remains at 3-2. 8 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Giants. 2-10-2 for the Carp. And that is where we stand in this one. 31,512 at the Mazda Stadium here tonight. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. So a pretty healthy Friday night crowd. Curiously, what the capacity of this crowd would be here. Doesn't look like a whole lot of empty seats. As the right-hander rocks into the delivery, and there is another fastball swung on and another one fouled away. Here comes another marathon at bat. 8 pitches here already to the pinch hitter Hatsuki. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander ready to go back to work. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and fires, another fastball swung on and another one lifted foul down the left field line. And the battle is going to continue. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here to the pinch hitter Hatsuki. As the right-hander Izumi kicks and fires. Another one swung on and another one fouled away. Holy jeez. This is gonna be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. I think tonight we've had at least, well, both to Yano. Yano had 2 pitches, 2 at-bats that were north of 10 pitches, and now we've got another one here to the pinch hitter. Just taking a quick look to see if there was anybody else. Akiyama had a long at bat, but it was only 9 pitches. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to get blooped into left field, down for a base hit. Saki is on aboard with a single, and that'll bring up Kota Hayashi to the plate. And for Hayashi, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a double in his only trip. He has also come around to score the 2nd run of the Carp. As I said a couple innings ago, I wouldn't bat an eye to see the Carp score a couple of runs here late to make the game respectable. Well, the runner at first base has got absolutely no company. I'm wondering if he's going to take second here on indifference. As the pitch on the way is checked, swing, grounded over to third. Only play is going to be to first. It's in the dirt, but a nice pick there by Okamoto. Ground out 5-3 retires Hayashi. It's going to advance the runner over to second base, so Hatsuki is safe at second. Brings up the top of the order in Shogo Akiyama. And Akiyama tonight has got a couple of hits, scored a run, driven in a run. As he's been involved in both of the runs scored by the Carp tonight. So 2 for 4 for Shogo. As he bats from the left side here against Izumi. As the right-hander holds to the set position, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. Count is quickly 0-1. I said earlier on, what they probably want to do is they want to get themselves some decent at-bats here. Anything you can do to kind of get yourself a little bit of momentum for tomorrow would work out just fine here for the Carp. As the right-hander holds set, here comes the pitch. 0-1 on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. If you're just joining us, we are in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Carper trailing the Giants 8-2 in this one. 2 4-run innings by the Giants have sewered the Carp. It was 4 in the 3rd and 4 more in the 7th, and the Giants had blown this thing apart. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second. They're going to go to first, easy ground ball out. It goes in the books as a 4-3 putout for out number 2. Advancing over to third is Hatsuki. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Messiah Yano. And if this is at bat is like any of the others, buckle up, everybody. We could be here for a while. Yano tonight is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, and he has struck out twice. But what's been most impressive has been the last 2 at-bats that he's had, where he's had a 11-pitch and a 12-pitch at-bat against Giants pitching. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball. Of course it is. Swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yano. So no balls and 1 strike. Carper down to their final out here. They are down 8-2 in this one. And here's the pitch from Izumi. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Fielded neatly by Masuda. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. As that is going to be a ground out 5-3 to end the ball game. And that'll do it here for the Carp. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Giants 8 and the Carp 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments to wrap this up for you right after this on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight to listen in to our call. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this baby up for you here. The story tonight has been 2 4-run innings by the Giants. In the 3rd inning, they got things going as there was a leadoff, a single by Maru. After a walk to Asano, up stepped Yoshikawa. He delivered a 2-run double to make the scoreline 2-0. And then Kaz Okamoto stepped up to the plate and deposited a 2-run shot into right field. All of those runs came with 2 outs, and that made the scoreline 4-0. Well, the Carp got one back in the 4th, the leadoff single by Akiyama, a single by Yano, and then a single by Kazono brought home Akiyama to make the scoreline 4-1. Well, that's how it stood until the 7th inning when the Giants went back to the 4-run inning again. They batted around in that half. It was Maru reached on an error by the second baseman Kikuchi. After a sac bunt by Asano, Yoshikawa singled home Maru with the first run of the inning. Then Okamoto singled. After Oshiro struck out, it was a RBI double off the bat of Sakamoto that brought home the second run. And then Luis Sequoia stepped up and singled home a pair of runs. That increased the scoreline to 8-1. Carp added a consolation, a run in the last of the 7th with 1 out, a double off the bat of the pinch hitter Hayashi, and then Shogo Akiyama stepped up and singled him home. That made the scoreline 8-2, and that was your final here. The win is going to go to the starter Inoue. He goes to 8-5. Daichi Osera takes the loss. He is 6-6. Taking a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, we'll start in the Pacific League, where there is one final in. It was a 4-0 victory for the Hawks over the Buffaloes, as that game there is a final. And the bottom of the 8th inning is the Fighters 7-3 over the Golden Eagles. Other games in the Central League. Game ends in the Jingu Stadium with the Dragons beating the Swallows 7-6. And we are just flipped over and watching kind of the end of the game between the Bay Stars and the Tigers. Tigers have just scored a run here in the top half of the 9th inning. It is a 9-6 ball game. They've got a runner at first with 2 out. So they need a little bit of magic to happen if they're going to want to come back in that one. Okay, everybody, once again, appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. We hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again tomorrow. Same 2 teams, same place. Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll see you in a bit.